I see. Listen, come on. You got what I want, girl. You're just my type. You're everything I like. I think I'm in love. Put that body on me, oh it feels so right. We could go all night. I think I'm in love. Looking in your eyes, I can see you from across the room. I won't be surprised if you got a man, but I don't assume. This is your moment, have some fun. We on the run. Life's a nice, the only one. We can do anything we want. I'll get the drinks, you bring the bun. Party until we see the sun. This is your moment, have some fun. We can do anything we want. You got what I want, girl. You're just my type. You're everything I like. I think I'm in love. Put that body on me, oh it feels so right. We could go all night. I think I'm in love. Could it be that one who I can give my devotion to? I can hold you down. Stand by your side if you need me to. You got what I want, girl. You're just my type. You're everything I like. I think I'm in love. Put that body on me, oh it feels so right. We can go all night.
Baby, two-step to the moonlight, it feel right. It seem like lately you the only thing on my mind, girl. When I'm with you, we fit like a puzzle. Your friends say I'm trouble, like a dog without a muzzle. Yeah, this what love must feel like. I think about you in my dreams, and I need you on my team. If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I don't know nothing else, but I know she the one. Yeah.
You got what I want.
2020 plus one more, you dig?
You got what I need.
Go.
Bring that body to me.
Yeah. I think I'm in love.
You got what I want. You got what I need. Bring that body to me. Said I think I'm in love. You got what I want. You got what I need. Bring that body to me.
And I need that travel out to see you, boy.
It's alright. It's okay. We just talk. We just talk, girl. Ain't no rush. Ain't no game. We just talk. We just talk, girl. Love your conversations, waiting on your call. Borderline impatient, girl, it's all your fault. What I see in them jeans, going crazy in my dreams, and I like it. Girl, your beauty's so obscene. What's a king without his queen? And I like it. It's alright. It's okay. just talk, girl.
Look, when you talk, look at how your man listen. You shined up, girl, you glowing past glisten. From friends to lovers, we made the transition. Yeah, forget breaks, we gon' work the transmission. It's thug loving and hugging and kissing. Yeah, you love the Lord, but you ain't no damn Christian. Yeah, you got drive and I love your ambition. Yeah, it's man fish, so I sent your man fishing. It's the little things you do, I see the small signs. Talking sexy, you the greatest of all time. They say a Aries and a Pisces, we the wrong signs. But I've been feeling on that body for a long time. Lights out, just pin you up against the wall time. Earthquaking, we be shaking up the fault lines. Trying to get to where I'm at, yo, that's a tall climb. And every time you see the plug, yo, that's the call sign.
It's okay, it's okay. We just talk, we just talk, girl. Ain't no rush, ain't no game. We just talk, we just talk, girl. Come and walk with me, 'cause I can clearly see you and me and what we will be. Holding hands, making plans. You're my lady, I'm your man. Let's make these bands together. You and me forever. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Baby, yeah.
All my real dogs, put your lighters up. All my day ones, put your lighters up. All my gangsters know that he ain't never loved no hoe. All my real dogs, put your lighters up. All my day ones, put your lighters up. All my gangsters know that he ain't never loved no hoe.
I knew from the first time I met you. Looking so fine, I had to sweat you. Throw you up good on my road track. Every time I'm smoking, I feel no pain. Stimulate my brain, alleviate my stress. When I'm smoking Mary Jane, I only smoke the best. Marathon OG, and that man do breath. I'm puffing on this blunt today, nothing left. I ain't gon' stop until the show is over. She take me to the top like a roller coaster. Every time I overthink, she there to ease my mind. Drifting on these memories, she take me back in time. Sitting back, tripping how my life played out. Rappers is whack in my hood, but I say counts. Made my own name, swerving in my own lane. Lighters up for all my boys that done passed away.
All my real dogs, put your lighters up. All my day ones, put your lighters up. All my gangsters know that he ain't never loved no hoe. All my real dogs, put your lighters up. All my day ones, put your lighters up. All my gangsters know that he ain't never loved no hoe.
Watch me run up on your block, get it hot like a fucking stove. Coming from the ox, where the summer times be hella cold. What are your beliefs? Daily beefs that will never cease. Khakis and pro clubs keep them creased when we hit the streets. For all my G's, flipping P's and getting paid. We hit the corners with gold rims on the Chevrolet. Know the deal before you ever jumped up in the game. They quick to kill, hopping out as they taking aim. My heart pumping, meaning something to calm my nerves. Call my connect, excuse me miss while I make these swerves. I gotta go, baby, I got no time to waste. I'm writing shows, traveling across the states. Steady lounging, smoking good on some wedding cake. Heard it clowning, give a fuck what my haters say. 805, city filled with them palm trees. Life we chose, smoking only on bomb weed.
All my real dogs, put your lighters up. All my day ones, put your lighters up. All my gangsters know that he ain't never loved no hoe.
la mano, no hay tiempo pa' gastar. Listos y bien puestos con las pilas pa' chambear. Casi a diario me timbra y me suena el celular. Dinero y libreta es lo que me quieren mandar. Yo ando por las calles fumando de lo mejor. Brillan los diamantes como el cielo de un Rolls Royce. Mi equipo anda fuerte y tenemos el control. No, por lo pronto disfrutamos de un buen fiestón. Jalar unas damas y pasarla al millón. Don Julio 70 siempre hay de lo mejor.
Crash el deportivo en LA. Vivo como vivo, soy un rey. Nosotros no hablamos con el fake. Nosotros no hablamos
Forjando
con
un
el
churro
fake.
como se empezó. I do what I want, yeah, I do what I feel. My bitch fan ballin', she got us some meals. She live in LA, pero es de Brasil. Otra en Cuba, otra que vive en UK. Yo soy el king de los States. Shawty, she wanna so get it and ride it on camera. El movie lo tengo replay. Yo fumo legal, pero no soy marihuano. Puro negocio, yo soy como Pablo. Monta mi gira, ahí está con el palo. No se metan con el diablo. Diamonds en el pecho. Hago lo que quiero. You can't tell me shit, los mando todos al infierno.
Yo ando por las calles fumando de lo mejor. Brillan los diamantes como el cielo de un Rolls Royce. Mi equipo anda fuerte y tenemos el control. No, por lo pronto disfrutamos de un buen fiestón. Jalar unas damas y pasarla al millón. Don Julio 70 siempre hay de lo mejor.
If anybody touch my daughter, it's gonna be a scene, and a bloody one. Fuck a hit, man, I be in prison like a honey bun. I don't gangbang, so it's fuck where you coming from, nigga, this the fan band. Tryna find my balance like a handstand. God let me live, this my last chance. Grateful, for some reason all I wanna do is shit I can't do. Frustrated with God, cause I need another breakthrough, yeah, I need it. People lose their kids to the system, I seen it. Steve told me I would be rewarded for believing he was with me in that church. I love that white boy to pieces, I swear to God. I ain't in my right mind, I wanna set it off. Once I put this drink down, you niggas better off. The judge took away my freedom, but he isn't God. No, he isn't God, yeah. Ain't no smooth ride for a young nigga. Ain't no easy road for a G. The politician want me broke and deceased. They think the color of my skin make me weak, so nigga, fuck em. Ain't no smooth ride for a young nigga. Ain't no easy road for a G. The politician want me broke and deceased. They think the color of my skin make me weak, so nigga, fuck em. Probation tryna fuck me over, cause that's what they do. My slave naming they computer showing all my moves. I can't be mad because my niggas kill my niggas too. Everything I preach don't mean shit unless I follow through. Big woe, small problems. Every dollar that I make stay in my joggers. I don't trust banks, but our money say that God doesn't. For that piece of paper, they proactive with them pop-ups. Casey fan bam, I've been through the most. My daddy tried to warn me, nah, I really know. Had to learn the hard way what it's like to put that middle finger up and almost die all alone, It ain't about what you get, dog, it's how you get it. Might do a novel in they books, that's a long sentence. Hey, your family sending green dots and field tripping. I cheated on my bitch once and she still tripping. Tryna dodge a 9 to 5, cause that's what niggas do. I'm tryna free my rally soul, cause that's what music do. I'm tryna pave another way to success. In the ghetto it get hard to stay alive, let alone stay in school. Ain't no smooth ride for a young nigga. Ain't no easy road for a G. The politician want me broke and deceased. They think the color of my skin make me weak, so nigga, fuck em. Ain't no smooth ride for a young nigga. Ain't no easy road for a G. The politician want me broke and deceased. They think the color of my skin make me weak, so nigga, fuck em.
Ella me dijo, mójame, y yo le dije, órale. I just might speak some Spanish. She think that it's romantic. I might wear that bitch panties. Dicen papi tú eres. She turn up my music when she come through. Se cantan mis canciones como solo tú. Her cousins fuck with me. They said he's solid too. Got the princess with me, and now I'm stunting on you.
I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess. Yeah. With a thick little Spanish princess. I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess. Yeah. With a thick little Spanish princess.
Me llamo Blanco. Keep me on the side like I was Sancho. Ask me what it was, I said no hablo. I just cracked a couple like a Pablo. Took a pain away like Palo Santo. Your shape is like a body. I'ma stay until tomorrow, yeah. You can blaze it if you wanna, baby. Tell me come, baby. I think I just
fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess, yeah. With a thick little Spanish princess. I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess, yeah. With a thick little Spanish princess. I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess, yeah. With a thick little Spanish princess. I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess, yeah. With a thick little Spanish princess.
No entiendo, no comprendo, me quieres o qué. Me dice que es porque soy el rey. Tengo muchas cicatrices en mi piel. Baby, lo que quiero es el cake. I need me a bitch that won't get in my way. If you could do that, baby, then you could stay. I need me a bitch that could cook it, clean. If you could do that, baby, I won't complain. I need me a bitch that gon' fill up my safe. Yeah, I guess you could say
I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess, yeah. With a thick little Spanish princess. I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess, yeah. With a thick little Spanish princess. I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess, yeah. With a thick little Spanish princess. I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess, yeah. With a thick little Spanish princess.
I'ma rent that hotel, you ready? Let's get it.
I heard there was a party on a Friday. I got steezed up and I hopped on the highway. Pulled it to the scene and these bitches throwing ass going sideways. Couple cute females and they are coming my way. Pimp daddy, you could call me the Padre. I mean the padre. On my songs, bitches swear they love them and they tell me papi cante. Both the pretty ones and the ones up the scante. Like let's get a momo, bitch that's a no-no. Just turn around, throw that ass right slow-mo. I hear to dance a little, then it's time for me to go home. Back in the O, yeah I'm sure that there's more hoes. I'm down to maybe kick it for a little, maybe take some fucking photos. Bitches acting bobo, do you got cute toes though? Cause if you don't, then you should know that's a no from the L. There's a hotel on a Friday. Couple bitches on the way with the bomb babe. There's a hotel on a Friday. Bitches straight throwing ass going sideways. Why's a hotel on a Friday? Couple bitches on the way with the bomb babe. There's a hotel on a Friday. Bitches straight throwing ass going sideways. Why?
I'm the one that got the momo, just keep it on the low. I ain't got a girl, but I got bitches that are loco. Sometimes I think they are fucking me for promo.
Maybe I'm tripping.
You never know though. I keep me 2 pairs, who cares? You never met my circle cause you too square. Fruit bear, no me digan egoísta, cause I do share. Even though they see me knocking and still ask who's there. Meet me in the parking lot, I got whatever you want. Put some wax in the blunt, this shit will make you look dumb. I told Leo, I got chicks in Camarillo, T.O., SBSP, Oxnard, even in Rio. And that's keeping it real, I don't care how haters feel. I might not be a father, but I'm one hell of a deal. She's still calling me daddy, I might just pay a bill. It depends on her skills when she come over and chill.
There's a hotel on a Friday. Couple bitches on the way with the bomb babe. There's a hotel on a Friday. Bitches straight throwing ass going sideways. Why's a hotel on a Friday? Couple bitches on the way with the bomb babe. There's a hotel on a Friday. Bitches straight throwing throwing ass going sideways. Why? Hotels, motels, bitches and gals, it's all the same motherfucking tale. Get the parties cracking, yep, I do that shit so swell. But every time I go out, there's a chance I go to jail. But then again, that's if anybody tells. Keep my shit low key, yeah, you know I never dwell. All I ever want is just a drink and a gal, a big booty bitch with a perfume smell, huh?
All I ever needed was some money for some weed. Made a couple hundred G's and I don't have a degree. If I bring them to the room, she would never get a key. If I point her to the door, then she knows she gotta leave. Yo conozco unas muchachas que no tienen respeto, the type to do whatever just to hit a concierto. If they get caught, they will tell you no cierto. I just hope they forgive her every time que la tiento.
There's a whole hotel on a Friday, couple bitches on the way with the bomb babe. There's a hotel on a Friday, bitches straight throwing ass going sideways. Why? There's a hotel on a Friday, couple bitches on the way with the bomb babe. There's a hotel on a Friday, bitches straight throwing ass going sideways. Why?
What the fuck you been at?
What do you mean where the fuck I've been? I've been working, girl. You know this shit.
You're fucking lying, Eddie.
What do you mean I'm lying? Really? You want to do this shit in front of the kids right now?
Eddie, I'm tired of your fucking shit already. I'm done with you.
What do you mean you're fucking
already.
done?
I don't want to be with you anymore. I want you out of my house, nigga. You keep fucking playing games. Get out.
You want me to get the fuck out?
Get out, Eddie. Get out.
Look, what it is, what it was, what it really is. Everything I ever do, I do it for my kids. I'm just trying to push my family towards bigger things. I'm just trying to move my mama to a bigger crib. Got a couple 40 ounces, let me reminisce. Talk about my kids and all the shit I miss. I know things with your mama ain't ever right. We always leaving each other and starting fights. And I can swear that she's talking to different guys. But if I told you I'm perfect, then I'd be lying. I'm trying to hold it together, look, I be trying. I know you growing up fast and time is flying. You already know, you my baby boo. I don't wanna know the world if it's not with you. Say you love me, Poppy, I love you too. You're like everything I wanted, man, I got it good.
At the tone, please record your message. When you finish recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Papi, I love you so much. I miss you, Papi. When are you coming home? Love you, Papi. See you later.
The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time. Goodbye.
Look, I've been on my feelings, I've been acting childish. Lately I've been going through domestic violence. If I ever texted you, I'm really sorry. Lately I've been feeling like a fucking artist. Drinking out the bottle till I feel retarded. Problems with my baby mother kept in silence. You know I don't encourage any type of violence, but I just had to get it on my chest. Mama said I'm too young, I'm too blessed. All these problems, bet you never would've guessed. I think about the time when you're not with me. I love you like Kobe did his girl Gigi. If it was up to me, I let these bullets hit me. If it was up to me, I give you both my kidneys. If they ain't feel me, then swear to God they feel me. And we gon' be together even if it kill me. I know I'm not around, I'm always out of town. I'm tryna hold it down, I'm tryna hold it down. I promise Damien I ain't never gon' let you down. I promise Damien I ain't never gon' break that smile. I know I'm not around, I'm always out of town. I'm tryna hold it down, I'm tryna hold it down. I promise Damien I ain't never gon' let you down. I promise Damien I ain't never.
Yeah.
Chameleon. Nico Cochise. I walk in this bitch and they know but my name. Nico Cochise, a living, breathing flame. Drip too hard, BBs cover my chain. When I leave Earth, I go out with a bang. Bad bitches got my name in their mouth. I'm cash flowing while these boys in a drought. Don't get down there, sit there and pout. Step in the mud and go get that shit out. But niggas ain't built like me, all cap like a brim. They ain't real like me. Said all these records they can wilt like me, or hop in the booth and go and kill like me. Nico original, getting grin like a mistletoe. Fuck your bitch, now she pigeon-toed. Muddick a miracle, I put a spiritual leader. Crib to eat your cereal, Nico will fool, no, I'm a baboon. Showing my ass like I'm mooned. I got some hits in my galaxy, rolled in my palm. Universe, I consume, I'm the GOAT. Hood first, out the woo, who won't smoke? I got a cannon that go boom, do the most. Hold approval with the moves, you ain't know? I got more soul than your shoes. My niggas pistol token, outside in the open. I'm the wave like ocean, keep my place in motion. To the overdosing, off the lines I'm flowing, get it cracking. I'm the kraken that's awoken from my rest. I was trying to be cool, but you clashing with titans, it's over for you. Step to my throne, what you think I'ma do? It's only one king, and there cannot be two. Nico the Great, you niggas hate cause I'm eating, but you ain't prep shit on my plate. Let alone cook with me, niggas is snakes and mannequin fake. Y'all move like the Jakes. I'm riding like Mad Max with a strap on my backpack. For the days I was clapped at when nothing to clap back. Now I stack racks and I'm never gon' backtrack. If a nigga try to tackle in his life with a brap brap, came from the bottom like feces. Always talk shit, now they see I'm a PG ballin'. Dame time on my wrist when you see me iced out like they freeze me, 40 giving K, 93301 where my niggas go dumb. I come from the field, blocks hot as the sun. Would've thought we a band banging sticks with a drum. Cold niggas that be choking them heaters. Stand tall, leave you fly like a pizza. Get your dough, I don't fly with it either, or it's robbery. When my boys see ya, I'm putting on and I'm taking us far. I was plotting for the top like Jafar. A lattice carpet could've reached where we are. A whole new world, bitch, I'm setting the bar. Bitch, yeah. Lunchtime, freestyle. Nigga, I can run it for like 3 miles. Yeah. Lunchtime, freestyle. You know, he wild.
These niggas praying on my downfall. I'm just grinding on the come up. Swear to God I hold it down, yo. And the band's gon' run up. Yeah, niggas praying on my downfall. I'm just grinding on the come up. Swear to God I hold it down, yo. And the band's gon' run up. Yeah. Sun shining out in Cali, it's the coldest of states. I put in profit over margin, tryna own an estate. Lost my mom and my daddy 2 months to the day. I'm on that grind time and I ain't got a moment to wait. I brought my helmet in my pads, I could shoulder the weight. Tryna shake the drunken state and climb up out the sunken place. My heart racing, but I'm stuck in place like wearing cement shoes, tryna jump a gate. The homies ask what happened to me, I'm fucking straight. They know me better, and they can see the pain in my face, the hurt in my eyes, changing my whole body language. Remembering them days when me and my pops was hanging out, a day goes by that I don't wish that I could kick it with my pops and get my mom's one kiss. And those are just some things on a long ass list of shit I may never get, that's why they call it a wish. Shit, life ain't fair, that's why they call it a bitch. And everybody gotta die and that's the end of the script. 16 in the clip, 16 on my hip. Don't get it twisted, little nigga, you know I'm still with these niggas praying on my downfall. I'm just grinding on the come up. Swear to God I hold it down, yo. And them bands gon' run up. Yeah. I could lose it all today.
Hey, they steady tryna get me out the way. Paranoid to go to sleep, so I stay up gripping this K. What you think? My niggas is different, we ain't the same. Yeah, we come from the gutter, we sip Henny straight to the brain, that's on the game. Switch lanes on that ass, I'm on the high speed, smelling like gas. Back with guts all over my seat, it's issues. 200 a dash, I'm gripping pistols. I say, baby, to my ass, I got some issues. I got murder on my mind. Have you ever sat and contemplated dying? I put it all on the line and sacrifice it every time. How I ride, my nigga, I got murder on my mind. I put it all on the line and sacrifice it every time. On my downfall, I'm just grinding on the come up. Swear to God, I hold it down, yo. And the band's gon' run up. Yeah, yeah, niggas praying on my downfall. I'm just grinding on the come up. Swear to God, I hold it down, yo. And them bands gon' run up. Yeah, yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna need to hear your voice a little bit just to see.
Mic check, yo. Yeah. Is it cool when I'm sitting back too? Yeah, it looks like it's picking up pretty well.
Yeah, I think you're. Yeah, that's you on the top. Yeah.
Nah.
These actually mics are pretty good. I remember I was looking up what mics to buy, and for some reason somebody really reviewed these pretty bad.
For real?
Yeah, because they're like, it's too good of a mic, so it picks up. Like if your place isn't like soundproof, you pick up everything. And I'm like, at first I was like, I don't know, and so I just got it anyway. But now I kind of like that it picks up outdoor ambiance and shit like that. It feels real as fuck, because like that's.
Is this my bad?
Go ahead,
bro.
No, dude.
Is this a fucking dynamic, or do you know what kind of microphone it is?
What's dynamic mean?
Dynamic is like kind of like for stage mics, or like I think it would be necessarily for broadcast as well. So it doesn't pick up what it's not focused on. Like if I'm not here on the mic, it's not really picking it up,
Yeah, so that it is, because if you look on if you see on the back of mine, I'm below the gain, that's controls what area it activates. So right now, so this is like an omnial mic. So like right now I have it setting so you're just getting this, and it like, so if you're talking loud enough, it will pick you up, but you're gonna sound like way far away. Like you're in the back. But then you can switch it where it's like this and then like this for like dual. So when it was just one, I would put it between us and I'll set it that way so it's just this. But then anything right here is a little less down. It's not like canceled completely,
right?
But it's still, because it picks it up from here.
Yeah, it changes.
And then you
pattern.
can set it where it goes omnial, so the whole thing is activated, so you can hear. So that's like if I had like a bunch of people and like it was like 4 of us, and like so like if all 4 of us did it, I'd probably just have one. I'll probably have 2. I'd probably be like one here, and then like one over there. So then it would be like.
That's what I was wondering, because I'm like, how many mics do I need to have like 4 people on an interview?
So this one's on the cardioid pattern, meaning like it's just picking up whatever's in front of it, right?
Yeah.
So is that the front side or the top?
Front.
Front
yeah. There's nothing up here.
Right.
So the sweet spot is right here.
So yeah, right here. All right.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That's dope.
How many mics would I need though to interview 4 people?
4? It depends how you set it up. With this one, you'd be okay with just 1. But if you want like nice quality, I would say 2, because then you could have 1 for like you and somebody else, and then 1 for somebody and another 2, because you can fit 2 people like right here.
Okay. Yeah.
But you can do it with 1, because you can set it where it'll pick up everyone, but not anyone will sound particularly that clear.
Yeah.
So I would do 2 if you want like. I mean, ideally you want 4, but.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ideally, but that's in a perfect world.
Yeah.
All right. What's going on, everybody? It is the Sit Down Podcast, and it's another week, and I'm here, your boy, aka OMG, on the mic. And yeah, I don't know why I came in so hot, guys. I'm sorry if I blew your ears out. But I'm just super excited, guys. This has been such a fun journey in season 2. It's already taken me places that I've never would have thought of and never would have even planned for. It's almost like it's just like a lily pad of fun over here on the Sit Down Podcast, and I hope you're experiencing that. I know you're not here with me. I know you're not physically here with me, but you're listening to me. You've been following the journey. I hope you've been enjoying it. And this week I have another great venture. I have another great guest. I'm in another great place. If you heard last week's episode, I was in a studio called Room 33 Is that room 33?
Yeah,
the
room
official.
33
Yeah.
recording studio.
And this week I'm still here. I've been sitting here for an entire week. No, I'm just kidding. I'm recording one after another. That's how we do in the podcast world. Sometimes you need a bang for your buck, and so we're doing 2 episodes right here. Actually, I think we're doing 3. Doing 3 episodes. So next week I still will be wearing the same shirt. I haven't changed it. I actually thought about that on the way over here, that I should have brought 2-3 shirts.
It's like that though when you're on the grind, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, so you forget the little things sometimes, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I have a great guest here. It's the first time I met him. I met him through my last guest, Odyssey. That's kind of how we got set up, and I'm glad I get to meet him, man. He seems like an amazing dude. He's a perfect host. And he's somebody you definitely are going to want to hear from, because he has the one and only studio in Santa Maria, and that's something I want to do. And I know for you artists out there, maybe even you podcasters out there, it's something you kind of like look up to and try to get yourself, is your own creative space. It's something I've done in my own apartment, but you know, it'd be dope to have our own little studio. This is someone you're definitely going to want to listen to, so pay attention. But I introduced my guest here as Little Bones, man. Welcome to the Sit Down Podcast. How are you doing? How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me.
Hey, man, you're having me.
I mean, I'm a guest on the show, you know what I'm
saying?
Hey,
guest on the show.
Hey, I appreciate you coming through, man. That was a long drive. Shout out to Odyssey Visual. She's in the room too.
She's in right here.
Much love, y'all.
Connecting the dots, you feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So how you feeling right now, man? How was today, like a Saturday afternoon, feeling for you?
Sunday.
Oh shit, it's Sunday, man.
But hey, man, usually Sundays are family days for me. But you know, Odyssey's the homie, so you know, she hit me up and then let me know the situation that you guys wanted to set something up. So you know, I'm willing to do that for the homie.
Oh man, well, appreciate that. I appreciate. I had no idea, man, but I appreciate you taking the time and letting me come in here and.
But it's always a pleasure, man. Like anytime that I could do something that involves connecting with people or just anything to help promote the music or the whole scene and connect with people, like I said, man.
Yeah.
I'm willing to step out and do it.
I wanted to start off with wait, actually no. Tell me the importance of family time, man. That's something I actually haven't talked about a lot on this show.
Everybody should have family time, man. Like, you know, you got to make sure that you guys keep your circle tight. So
yeah,
especially me having a kid, you know. So I always put my daughter first.
So you're a father?
Yeah.
One?
Yeah, I got 1 3-year-old.
Okay.
She's gonna be 4 in January.
4.
Yeah.
So you already got through the terrible 2s and all that. Was it that terrible?
It's getting worse. It's getting worse, man.
It's getting worse.
Nah, it's cool, man. She's a good kid. But yeah, I mean, it's tough.
She catching an attitude these days?
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
You know, little girls. You know, girls are always in control. So you know, I try to make her happy.
What's kind of like your I guess parenting style, but like, how do you feel as a father? Like, what do you think the father role is like for you now that you have a daughter? Like, what is that?
Being supportive and setting the rules, you know, boundaries. I try not to be too strict because I know it's different. You know, I'm not used to girls because I got 2 brothers.
Okay.
So growing up in an all-man household and just, you know, my mom, of course.
Right.
But, you know, like, it's just, you know, boys, you know. Boys are going to be boys. So it kind of like, it changed my perspective having a daughter.
Oh, yeah.
I had to have, like, you know, soften up and, like, I have to ask for advice. Like, yo, am I being too hard? You know, I know she's a little girl, but like, it's hard, you know.
So it's just like a complete learning process.
They have those emotions, you know.
Yeah.
So I had to, like, you know, I got to be a little bit more tender with her. But
that's probably cool though, because it's probably opening up new like sides of you that you probably didn't even know.
Right. So yeah, man, it's different being a father though, for sure.
Cool, dude. So you've been a father for about going on 4 years now. You do music now. You have a studio. Let me get into like how long you've been doing music for, and like kind of where'd you start? How did it all happen?
I started when I was like 12 years old. My uncle King Chip got me into music, so I've been doing it for roughly 15 years now.
15 years.
Yeah, but more on like on a serious level, like 10 years. Like
that's still long.
I really, like I used to play football in high school, and my senior year I got kicked off the football team. So like I needed something to do with my time, and that's when I realized like, you know what, like I should take my music more serious. So I started making beats. I was already making beats, but like I started making beats more consistently, and just I would even skip school and just stay home, make music, write music, record myself, and then from there I just started reaching out to people that I listened to. Like I started with JT from In Too Deep. He's a mainstream artist. I don't know if you heard Back to the Hotel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he was one of the cats in that group. And from there I just started sending him beats, and then we ended up doing 2 albums together.
Oh really?
Yeah, I had about 5 songs on 2 albums that we did together.
How was that experience?
So it was life-changing, man. It just let me know that I had the potential to really do this shit. So I just kept going and going. And here I am today, you know?
Yeah.
Opening up a studio and helping to create something for everybody in my area, basically. Like, I've been recording a bunch of local artists, and, you know, I just hope to inspire other people.
That's all we want in life, man, is just...
Right.
You know, whenever you... Like, I was just telling Odyssey, it's like, it's about, like, getting to the top, but also lending a hand.
Right.
You know, who wants to be at the top alone?
Right.
Yeah. Loneliest people live in mansions. Oh, shit, that's a bar. Hold on, that was a bar?
Yeah, that's a bar.
Oh, let's go.
Loneliest people live in mansions, man.
Oh, man, that's the start of my music career right there.
That could be true. I can see why, you know? But
yeah, so, what is music to you? Like, what do you think music is, and, like, do you think it has, like, influential power in society?
Definitely. I think music is probably the biggest influence, if not definitely one of the biggest influences in the world, you know? Like, what is life without music? So
rhythmless.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, music it's a little bit of everything to me. Like, it's a passion. It's a getaway, and it's just something that I love to do. It's a part of me at this point. But yeah, like I said, like, music was just something that, like, I genuinely fell in love with just by doing it, you know? Like, it wasn't something that I pictured myself doing ever. It just happened to be that, like, it was just something that I gravitated towards too, and I was just a natural at it.
It just, like, kept being there.
Right. So, like, yeah, I was more, like, into sports growing up, but music was just that hobby that would always, like, you know, be there, and I would always gravitate towards it. So now it's my job.
Did I hit record on the... Honestly, did I hit record on the camera? Is it blinking? Yeah. Oh, let's go. I remember.
I was like, damn.
I fucking remember. I was like, dude, I just missed all that? Damn. Dope. But yeah, dude, that's kind of crazy to say that, because I remember that used to be basketball for me. You know, like, hearing what you're saying, it kind of, like, that's what it feels like. It's like when you bounce the ball, it just keeps coming back to you.
Right.
You know, like, it never left you. It never hurt you. It just was something that was just waiting for you to, like, come and, like, put work into. And it's kind of like you make out of it what you put into it.
Facts.
What was some of, like, the some of your, like, favorite songs or favorite bars that you've written throughout your time in music?
One of my favorite songs is called Proud of Me. It was dedicated to my mom. She passed away a little bit over 2 years ago. So that kind of brought me back to being an artist more than just a producer. Like, I just found my voice. I felt, you know, like, it made me want to go harder. So Proud of Me was definitely, like, a defining moment for me the past couple years. And I've been working on an album with my uncle, King Trip, and we got some bangers on there. So, like, that's kind of where I've been putting a lot of my energy into. So, and it kind of lets me know, like, where my mind state is at right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, I feel like I'm at a point of separation, meaning that not putting myself above anybody or anything, but, like, in order for me to grow as a person, like, I have to separate myself and really, you know, dig deeper and find myself.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at in life, and I'm expressing that in the music, but also in a way of manifesting things. Like, I talk about, you know, being successful and trying to come up and not focusing on bullshit. Like, that's always my, like, point in music. If you listen to my songs, you'll hear me, like, you know, like, that's where I kind of go at, like, my form of expression is usually, like, I'm not focused on negativity. I just want to be successful.
Right.
So you'll hear that in the music.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you because you said a form of separation and stuff like that, and how do you kind of, like, execute that? Like, what does that really look like? Do you kind of, like, sit alone, or do you sit in here with the lights off and just, like, pen to the paper? Like, how do you kind of find that like, that stuff inside? You know what I mean? How do you bring that out?
Man, just, like, I have a lot of, you know, I overthink everything. So to me, it's like, you know, sometimes I gotta ignore my phone. And I apologize to everybody, because I know people be like, hey, you take too long to write back or whatever. Like, I got so many text messages, calls, DMs, all that. But sometimes I just want to shut it off and just, like, really focus on like what is my goal, like what am I trying to do, you know? And how can I make that happen? So when I say separation, I don't mean like I don't want to communicate with people. I just mean like I just want to find myself first and get to where I want to be, because in order to help people, you got to help yourself first.
Yeah.
If you're not where you want to be, how can you help somebody else get where they want to be? So
yeah,
that's what I mean, like form of separation. Like I just like, you know, just process my thoughts and how can I make it happen?
Yeah, because it's true. Because if you're not solid and you're helping people, you might break.
Facts.
Yeah, that's another bar. I don't know where it's coming from, dude. I think it's the studio, bro. There's something going on here.
Vibes, bro. It's the vibes.
But that's awesome, dude. Like, I love that message that you're pushing, because that's also really important. Because I think a lot of people forget that part.
Right.
They forget about themselves. They forget to, like, because like the whole motto in society is keep moving forward. Like, oh, like your girl just broke up, you keep moving forward. You whatever happened, just keep moving forward. Like, just keep moving. And it's just like, yeah, but at the same time, if you just keep moving forward with that baggage, it gets harder and harder to move forward. So you gotta lighten your load,
right?
And like really speak to yourself.
Facts.
You know, and like really figure that out, or else it just gets harder and harder to move forward when it doesn't have to be that way. You know, so I think that's a very important message to like promote, of like separation and sitting with yourself. And I think that's also like what happened with this COVID pandemic stuff, is people had to do that, and they didn't realize that they were carrying all that baggage and all that weight and all that pain and trauma and stuff that they never, because they're just constantly moving forward.
Sometimes you got to take a break. Like, that's why shout out to my brother, my older brother. He does all my music videos, well, majority of them. But he's like really big on mental health and meditation. So like he's somebody that I vent to pretty often. And you know, he brings awareness to my like problems. He knows how to word things and put things into perspective, that it just helps me as a person, like, you know, get that mental clarity that I'm looking for.
Right.
So definitely, like, I feel like everybody just be on the go, like you said, man. And sometimes it's important to just take a breather.
Yeah.
You know, take that time, relax, and like really process things, you know, because sometimes, like you said, man, like there could be something in the back of your head that's bugging you in your everyday life, and you didn't even take the time to really process that trauma or an event that you might have went through. You know, like it's important to take care of yourself.
Yeah. So. Something I've really been taking up is meditation.
Yeah. That's important, man. Like, you know, you need that. You need to breathe and you know, just
exactly
take that moment of just relax.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And I know like meditation is something that like, I feel like meditation's like a kind of like a buzzword nowadays, you know, because there's like, I feel like there's like so many different ways people like push it and stuff. And I think really what meditation is just like a way of sitting with yourself, you know, because like for me, I try to really like make a point of like if there's a thought that keeps coming to my head and constantly nagging at me and like giving me anxiety or anxious for some reason, I like will sit like and just in the car and like ask, like kind of give myself a therapy session and be like, all right, man, like what's going on with you, man? Like what? And then I'm like, okay, like, all right, that's the issue. What's the solution? And I think of the solution. I'm like, okay, that's the solution. Let me execute. And so now every time that thought, because it's gonna come back, you know, meditation isn't a heal all be all. It's like something to quiet the voices in your head and think clear. You know what I mean? Because you can't figure out a problem if you don't know what the problem is.
Right.
So you have to listen to yourself. You know, because people push that away. Like it's too much for them to like hear themselves.
Right.
You know, because they say like, you probably heard it, like you're your own biggest critic. Like, have you heard that before?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like, if that's true, then listen to yourself, because you probably yourself knows best for yourself. So it's like, I don't know. It's just this whole.
I feel like the media, I wouldn't say the media, but like in today's society, it's like not good to have like emotions or feelings, you know?
Yeah.
Like people try to brush it off and ignore the fact that, you know, at the end of the day, we are human. So I feel like a lot of people don't try to pay attention to those thoughts, or they just brush them off like, I'll get over it, you know, just being hard-headed. But sometimes that isn't the case. Sometimes you really do need to sit and think about what problems you might be facing and what can you do about those problems.
So. Right. That's fully. So transitioning out a little bit of that, dude, something I was curious about is the name Lil Bones.
Right.
Where did that come from? Why Little? Where's like, because Little's like a real thing in like hip hop, you know, like Lil Wayne, Lil Uzi, you know, but like, so like, why the name Lil Bones?
Man, funny story, but when I was about 8 years old, a cousin that I have through marriage was actually named Bones, and he was from one of the hoods out here in San Diego.
That was like his actual name?
That's his nickname.
Oh, okay.
Like his hood name. But he would always tell me like, hey, you're going to be Lil Bones, you know? And I was like, okay, like, you know, I'm 8. I didn't think nothing
You're
of
like,
it.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, but he was talking about like from the hood. And I, like when I grew up, you know, I was probably like 12, and that's when I started making music, like I said. So I was thinking like, man, like what could my name be? And everybody used to call me Crispy, because my name's Chris Perez.
Okay.
So they would just call me Crispy. But I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go by that, you know.
Yeah.
So that just popped in my head. I was like, Lil Bones, like fuck it, I'm gonna run with it. And then yeah,
You've been that ever since? You never like had different names or anything other than Crispy?
Nah, I tried to think of a name, but it just didn't happen. Like I just kept it.
Names kind of have to come organically,
right?
You know, and they have to feel right. They're kind of like, it's kind of like a sweater. You gotta put it on and be like, do you like this?
This shit fits, you know.
Yeah.
So I just stuck with it, man. Like it just became me, I guess.
That's rare, dude, because a lot of artists go through a bunch of different name changes.
Right.
You know, and like it's kind of like we were just saying though, like it's like the sweater, like they put on that sweater, like, oh, I'm gonna be, you know, this cool, and then they're like, nah, and they switch it.
Right.
You know, and so leading with that, like, do you feel like you are Little Bones, or do you feel like when you rap or when you get into that music mode, that's Little Bones? Like, is there like a separation between like Chris and Lil Bones?
Man, like I think about that sometimes. Like I feel like I said, it became a part of me. Like everything, like music wise, name wise, it's just my persona, my character, my image.
Yeah.
So at this point, the way that I express my music, I feel like I am Lil Bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I don't sugarcoat shit in my music. Like I usually just speak facts, you know, or experiences, and like I said, like my point of view, how I feel, and you know, I put it all in the music.
Yeah.
It's all real feelings. So it's not like I'm trying to be something that I'm not.
Right. So you're like very authentically yourself at this point.
Yeah.
Very mature in the music.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's important, because I know imposter syndrome is a huge thing in like any industry. I know as like a podcaster, like you start trying to act like a certain host or a certain like character in other podcasts and stuff, and it's funny because it's like you spend your whole life trying to do something like you, meaning like you spend your whole life making music, trying to make music how you make music. So you go through all these different like phases and impersonations and all this stuff. So like, who are some of like the people that you kind of like looked up to and like took inspiration off of like early on or even now?
Growing up, I was a real big 50 Cent fan. So like, and the thing that I like about 50 Cent is because like, not only is he spitting some gangster shit, but like you can learn something from him if you listen to him. Like his music has a message, regardless of like what he might be saying. Sometimes it's like, you know, some crazy shit, like, you know, I ain't from no hood, I never, you know, sold drugs and none of that, but at the end of the day, like his music is a message, and he's a hustler. Like it teaches you some shit about business, you know. So I looked up to 50 Cent as an inspiration. Definitely Tupac. My mom was real big on E40 and Snoop, so that's where I feel like I got some of my style from, you know. And of course I'm from the West Coast too, so so it all falls into place.
All right.
As of right now, I like Lil Wayne and Big Sean, wordplay wise. Nipsey Hussle, I was real big on Nipsey Hussle, R.I.P. to him. And I love people that are authentic. You could hear it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can tell that they are being themselves.
Yeah.
And they offer something unique.
And that makes so much sense, because like you could only offer that by being yourself.
Facts.
You know, because like I actually told audiences too, is like, no matter what, even if I did music for 15 years, I could never do it like you. You know, and like if you start doing podcasting, you would never do it like me. And that's where the uniqueness comes from. But like if I'm trying to be like you, I'll never be unique. You know what I mean? So it's like being that authentic. It's funny because it's like everyone you named has that too, and it makes so much sense. Like already just even like knowing you for like 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
It's true though, man. Like there will never be another 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? Or another Tupac, another Lil Wayne. Like at the end of the day, there might be people that get inspiration from them or ideas, And that's cool. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, because everybody has inspirations that they look up to or might take a little bit from and connect it to themselves, though, because like they can relate to it. Or
that's just part of being human.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, man, I mean, it's just about putting your character into it, you know. Never try to duplicate, but you could take ideas. There's nothing wrong with that. You know.
Dude. So I kind of want to get into, because you're 15 years in the game, dude. You're probably one of the most mature artists I've ever talked to so far.
For real?
Yeah, because everyone I've talked to, you know, like I've talked to a few artists, like, you know, like D-Banks, he's been doing it for what, like 2-3 years now, maybe 4. I've talked to another one, Rico James. He's been doing it about 3-4 years, you know, like. So I've talked to artists that, you know, have been in like, you know, 3-4 years in the game, but like 15 years, that's insane, dude. 15 years, like my basketball career, I felt it was forever, and I only did 10.
Oh shit, that's a long career.
I played from like organized middle school to senior year in college, so it's like that was a 10-year span. But like,
how old are you?
24, turning 25 in January.
Oh shit, you young, man. I'm 27.
27.
Yeah,
okay.
I thought you were probably my age at least.
Well, I appreciate that. It means I show mature.
Right.
Maturity.
That's facts. Yeah.
I'm glad I do. But being 15 years in the game, dude, like, look at this guy. You just got this beautiful studio, dude. This thing is dope. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of maturity to do something like this, to pull something off.
Right.
You know, because especially nowadays, dude, everyone just wants it handed to them. Everybody thinks it's just a pill to lose weight. Everyone just thinks it's a magic trick to get attention and all this stuff. It just happens, you know. But it's like, this is a lot of work, you know, like you were explaining earlier. Like, you created this space with intention of creativity,
right?
You know, and like some people might not do that. They might not take that time, but the reason why you do have it is because you do take that time, you know, because pulling something like this off is complex, you know. So like kind of getting to is like, what's the history of that? Like, when did you get this? When did you bring me to day one? Like, was this something like,
man,
were you like 5 years, 10 years in, you're like, I want to get a studio, or was it kind of like how'd this even come to fruition?
This shit started with a laptop, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember having conversations with my dad when I was about 16, because I used to work on beats and recording on the family computer in the living room, you know. And my mom would be vacuuming right there while I'm recording, and I would yell at her, you know. I'd be like, hey, turn that shit off.
Like, I can't hear shit.
Facts. Like, I'd be like, Mom, turn that shit off. Like, I'm recording right now. And they used to talk shit like, man, like, no, I ain't gonna turn it off for you.
Yeah.
But I would just, you know, we'd be arguing about it, and my dad's like, you ain't no fucking Dr. Dre. Like, I'm not even bullshitting. Like, this was a real conversation. My homie always tells me, like, I remember your dad telling you ain't Dr. Dre. You know?
Yeah.
So like to be here where I'm at today, like, I'm still not Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you know, like, it's just funny to think about it now, because I remember hitting about age 16, and I told my dad, I was like, hey, buy me a laptop, you know? Like, I need one. And he was like, for what? Like, I told him, you know, I'm trying to make this music happen. And he was a little hesitant at first, but I was like, it's not a waste of money. Like, it's an investment. You know, so I was already thinking like this back then.
Already doing a sales pitch too.
Yeah, I was like, it's an investment. Like, I'm gonna make this money back. You know, like it would you know, help me. So he got me the laptop, and then I remember I was selling beats for like $50 back then, and I had people buying the beats. You know, and then next thing you know, I was selling for $100. Then I started doing my beat website, and then from there, you know, like I said, like it just took off, bro. Like, I really pushed it.
Yeah.
I made it happen. And then I had a home studio set up. I started getting little pieces of equipment here and there. Long story short, like, I got to where I'm at today, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it started with a laptop, like I said, but little by little, everything that I made off of it, I always put it back into the music.
Yeah.
That's the way to make it happen.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? So I'm just blessed to have the talent and the mindset to where I knew I could make it. I could make something happen and create this opportunity for myself and be able to share it with others now.
Yeah, dude.
So, and this building actually, me and my dad actually built all this shit, like the booth and everything, like soundproofing it and all that. Yeah, like we did all the construction. We built all the panels on the walls. So it's like from the ground up, man. Like it started from one thing and led to another.
Damn.
But yeah,
so
man.
You said you had a house studio earlier, right?
Yeah.
That was like in your apartment or what? Or
no, I was staying with my uncle, and my room was a studio. Like, these couches were in my room. I slept on this couch right here.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this is a futon.
Okay.
Like, bro, like, sacrifices, man. Like, anything to make it happen. Like I needed that workspace, and I put that before anything else to create that opportunity.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing.
Yeah, it came a long way, man. Like I'm glad, and I'm so happy to be in this position right now, man.
Yeah,
like,
dude. This is truly amazing.
Thank you.
And I commend you, dude. Like that's definitely. And so since I have you, dude, and you're such like you're gonna be such an inspiration. You already are an inspiration. I'm just saying to like the people that listen to me.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, dude. And I definitely want to take this time and expand more on mindset. I think that's very important here. And try to get people a little bit behind the scenes of who you are and how you did it. So like, how important is it to have like a plan? Did you have a plan? Or was it kind of just like you talk? Maybe it was even a short-term plan, and then that led to another plan. Like how important is plan in this type of process?
It's definitely important to have a goal. You know, there's short-term goals, there's long-term goals. In order to make a long-term goal happen, you have to have short-term goals, of course. You know, like how can I get to where I want to be in 2 years? You know, my next goal is buying a house, but how can I make that happen? You know, so that's just an example. But you have to understand that it takes effort, patience, sacrifice. You know, and you really got to put your all into it. You can't just say you want something to happen and you're going half-ass at it. So setting a goal and putting in the work is what matters. But definitely important to set goals, man.
Okay.
Like, I feel like that might be overlooked, you know?
The planning aspect, huh?
Yeah, the planning of it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Also the execution.
Yeah,
I feel like
not to cut you off.
No,
man,
go ahead.
But I feel like that comes with people being hesitant because for so long, like I've had this idea of like, man, I need a studio, I need a workspace, like a real workspace. And I was always hesitant, like, man, like what if it doesn't work? What if I fail?
Yeah.
And I was scared.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm putting all my eggs into one basket, man. Like if this doesn't work, like, you know, shit could fall off, man. You know? But you got to be willing to make that jump, for sure.
Is it really a jump? Does it feel like a jump?
It did, bro, but you'll never be ready. You just do it. And once you do it, you realize like, damn, like why did I wait so long? Like I could have been doing this, you know? It's just about believing in yourself. But it really does at that first thought, man, it's like, man, like I'm really putting it all on the line right now. But when you do it, you're gonna thank yourself for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great right there, dude. Can you speak on a time, like a personal experience time, where you felt like quitting and you kind of felt like maybe this shit isn't for me? Like, is there like, did you have ever those moments of like extreme self-doubt or anything like that, and then like you came out of it? I mean, obviously you did, but did you ever have those thoughts? Did they really linger around? Like how present was failure and doubt in your mind during all this?
Man, I still have those thoughts. I mean, it's normal, bro. We're human. Like, it's normal to have doubts. It's normal to second guess yourself. But the thing is, you just gotta realize, like, if you really want something to happen, you gotta make it happen. Like, you can't hesitate. You can't wait for somebody else to do it. It's like, you just gotta really believe in yourself, man. Like, after all those negative thoughts, or like, you know, you might have people like trying to shut it down, whatever you might be wanting to do, but you really just gotta listen to yourself and be like, what really pushed me is what I was just thinking, like, man, like, am I gonna really do this or not? Am I gonna keep half-assing it and then hope that one day it just happens?
It just pops.
I was like, I could easily go get a job, you know, that pays good, but I can't always, like, you know, try to do this music shit. It's either I'm gonna do it or I'm not. So I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
That's a real talk in the mirror.
Yeah, exactly. And if all fails, like, there's always a job that you can go get, man. If that's what you're trying to do, like if it's a business or something, or, you know, you're trying to make a career out of your passion, that's what I was thinking. Like, man, I could always go get a job. I'm not gonna be, you know. I'm still young, man. So I just made it happen.
Wow, dude. Now that's inspiring. I was about to cry right there, dude. That's really inspiring, especially as, like, you know, like me, dude, because I'm doing the same thing. You know, I'm just starting. Like, I'm a year in on this podcasting thing, and, you know, I have dreams and have ideas and stuff, but, you know, like you said, it's like
I be stumbling on my thoughts, bro. But like, you get what I'm trying to say, right?
I hear you, dude. I hear you 100%. I think you're speaking very clearly and maturely, and I think a lot of people are gonna hear this message for sure, dude.
It just puts me back in that thought process where I was right there thinking it, bro. Like, I kept telling myself, I'm either gonna do it or I ain't. So, like,
how long did you battle with that?
Here, years, bro. Years, yeah. Especially because, like, I was going through a bad relationship with my ex-girlfriend that I have a kid with. So, you know, like, it was different. You know, I had to be able to provide for my daughter. I was going to school. I was working 2 jobs. Like, I was working at a gas station, and then on my days off, or even the days that I was working and I didn't have school, I would work with my dad doing construction, you know, roofing or whatever he might need help with. So, like, I was always having that pressure on me, like, yo, we need like this and that, you know. And then, you know, the relationship ended up falling apart for whatever reason, and then I still had to provide for my daughter, and, you know, so it was always like pressure, like, man, like, how can I make this happen to where it's my full-time job without having my daughter suffer and going without, you know. So it was like it was a rough transition. Right. It was, but it happened, you know.
It's not always perfect, huh?
Nah, definitely not. But that's another reason why it was so hard to get to this point, because, like, I didn't put myself first. But at one point when I just said, you know, I'm not gonna deal with like a toxic relationship, like, I'm gonna do what the fuck I need to do and what I want to do. You don't have to believe in me, because I was a part of it too, like the belief, you know, like, she didn't believe that this shit would happen. Yeah. So it was like constantly just like nagging when I would go to the studio or do whatever the fuck I needed to do career wise. It just like, nobody believes that you could do music for a living. It's kind of hard to believe, you know. Yeah. So, but here I am
doing it.
Yeah, bro, like, it is hard, man. It's hard.
These are hard industries, man. Whenever you kind of into any type of form of like entertainment, it's hard, right? You know, like, whenever the industry is relying on other people like fucking with you, right? You know what I mean? Like, music, they have to fuck with you, like, people have to, you know. And same with like what I'm doing, it's everything. And I think just from getting with just even just these simple sit down right here, dude, like, I can see why you made it, dude.
Thanks,
it makes
bro.
sense.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's crazy, dude. We're gonna have to talk more and more.
For sure.
So one thing I wanted to get into, this is more for my non-music people right here, especially with me, because I'm also curious. So this is like very curious question, is like, what exactly is a music producer / engineer? Like, what does that mean? What does it entail?
Music producer or engineer, there's different engineers. You could be a recording engineer, meaning like you do the recording process, you know, make sure that the mic levels are good and you're capturing great recordings, making sure that you're running the right equipment, stage setting, you know, make sure that you're setting up the equipment properly. There's mix engineers, meaning you do the song mix, the creative part, making sure that the vocals and all the levels are proper. And then there's mastering engineers who make sure that the final level and the final outcome of the song is up to par with, you know, radio ready play. So me being all three, you know, like, it's like there's different levels to it, you know.
There's a lot to it, yeah.
And there's also executive producers. My opinion and what an executive producer might be is like they oversee the whole song, from the creative aspect to the technical aspect of it. So, like, you know, I might tell somebody, hey, you know, on the hook, maybe you should change these words around, or, you know, maybe you should change this phrase, or, you know, notes, whatever, or take that instrument out, swap it with this, right? Change the arrangement. Like, it could be a number of things that an executive producer might want to do or oversee the project, you know. There's also beat makers, people that just do the compositions of instruments and all that. Right. But overall, those are all part of being a producer. Okay. Like, if you call yourself a producer, most likely you know how to do all those things.
Yeah, because you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Unless you, because it kind of sounds like a team. Yeah. You know, like there's like position coaches for like point guards, shooting guards, big men. Then you have the overall coach, would be like the executive producer, who like kind of is involved with everything. Right. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm hearing. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah. Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah. Like, I mean, everything takes a team, man. Like, it can't just be one man all the time. Yeah, dude. So, you know, the more brains you put together, chances are you're going to come out with a better outcome.
Exactly.
So, and also being able to do all those things it's a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I think you have to know a little bit about everything in order to have a team. Or if you're going to be like the head of the team, you know, because you got to teach people how to do it, or if they need help, things like that. Unless you hire like experts at it, you know. Right. Unless that's just what they do. then. You know, that's trust then.
It's all part of like building value. Like the more you bring to a table, the more valuable you are. So like I'm honestly, like I've practiced all these things, so I'm blessed to be able to offer that to people.
Right, yeah.
You know, like I could even be a vocal coach, like me being an artist myself. When I'm recording people, I'm able to tell them like, hey, maybe you should add more emphasis or, you know, more passion into that. Like I want to feel it. You know, like it sounds good, but I don't feel it right now. So yeah, just being able to help throughout the whole process, yeah, man, it's different.
Yeah, and I think you only get there with 15 years of experience. You know what I mean? Like
facts.
Like you can't just jump into that role.
Right.
You know, and I think that's important to let younger artists know is like you can't. There's no speedy way to get to where you're at. You know, it's really just about time, hard work, consistency.
Definitely.
You know, you can't just jump into it because I feel like that happens too. I mean, that even happens with me. You try to like overbite.
Right.
And you end up with too much to chew. Yeah. So I'm spitting bars right now, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, we might have to jump in the booth after this interview.
Man.
We might have to make a little
make a music
like
video,
an interlude or something, man. We might have to do a drop for your podcast.
Hey, dude, that'd be
something,
dope.
man.
Hey, dude, you know what? That'd be pretty sick. I can send you my intro beat and we can make it like you can sample it. That'd be hard.
You got one?
I have an intro beat. Yeah.
All right, bet.
Yeah. I'll send it to you. It's 44 seconds. This is my little intro, just a little melody. So
you can put it on this episode.
Oh shit! I'll be down, man. I'll be down.
Special edition. No, I'm playing.
Bonus at the end, bro. That'd be sick. That'd be a cool outro to like end the podcast with a banger, just to give them like a cool like they could just vibe out like after the podcast. That'd be pretty hard.
Yeah,
that'd be hard.
For sure.
Dude, I wanted to jump into because I do a little intake, but I don't call it research. Because I don't like to know everything about everybody that I sit down with. I like just to know the basis. Because for me, if I already know, I might forget to ask you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, and that does a disservice to the audience, you know? So I like to go in kind of a little naive because I will ask the questions that the audience probably is wondering as well because they have no idea. Right. And so one thing I was curious about, and obviously it's a eye catcher, is you have like, it says music on BET, Netflix, CBS, TV One, and a couple, and it says and more. I think I might be missing one, but what is that music and like where's like what is that?
Those are compositions that I've done for it's a company called True Music. They're a sync licensing catalog based in Pasadena. And I actually linked up with them, I want to say early 2013, and they loved the music that I showed them, so we just started working together. And when they had production runs, I would just send music, like submissions of all my beats that I was working on at that time. And they would select them, add them to their catalog. And when they would have contracts for TV shows, they would pitch them and throw them into the shows.
Wow.
So I've done a lot of shows, man, like Real Husbands of Hollywood with Kevin Hart.
What?
Yeah.
You had your beat on there?
A bunch, bro. Like, I'm on multiple seasons at this point. You know, it's been 7 years of TV shows that I've been in.
And it's like the music that like, transitioning between shots or music that's in shots, right?
Right. Background music.
Yeah.
All that. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I've done the Keisha Cole show, Gabrielle Union show, Black Lightning. That's on Netflix.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Yeah. So I done The Neighborhood. It's a movie with Cedric the Entertainer. Single Ladies. Man, I can't even think of all the shows, bro. It's a big list, but
wow, dude.
I have over 100 beats that are always being licensed to TV shows. So.
And is that what they call royalties?
Yeah.
So every time it's just played or streamed, or how does that work? Like, how is that? It's just every time like someone watches it, you get a little like slit, a little cut.
Yeah. So they pay like cents per play, and it also depends on the duration and all that. It also depends if the songs have lyrics or they don't. It could depend on the network that is played on. You know, if it's like a big network like Fox or like CBS, all that. Like every network pays differently. So, yeah, I see some money. I'm not gonna lie though, I got a bad contract. You know, so I got fucked over. You know, just me being young and my manager at the time not wanting to take the proper steps to make sure that we got paid properly.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is though. I mean, it's still
on the resume,
man. Yeah, exactly. And it was a good learning experience, man. And just being able to say that I've done that is like, you know, it's like something that somebody dreams of.
It's like a badge.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because a lot of artists would dream of that.
Right.
You know, that's kind of like, and don't let me speak for you, but like, that's kind of like an I made it moment. Is that kind of how you felt, or did you have that moment earlier or later on?
Man.
Or was it studio? No, I made it moment.
Nah, being 19 at that time, and I had just produced a beat for E40 as well that year. So like that moment or that whole like time period, I was just like, man, like shit's gonna change soon, you know, like I'm probably gonna, you know, change my whole lifestyle and shit.
Yeah.
And then and like I was going through like a rough patch with my family and all that, you know, so it was like, man, like this is life changing. You know, that's how I felt. Everything was so inspiring.
Wow.
I had put my all into that music, man. Like I was on the road to LA every freaking week. Like I would be out there 2-3 days out the week and then come back home, you know.
Yeah.
And then next week do it again and just keep trying to seize these opportunities.
In it, huh?
So like, I was waiting for that big check to come, you know.
Yeah.
I swear, like, man, like I should have been paid like a couple $100,000 back then, you know. Like that's how crazy it was. Like I was like, man, like I'm just waiting and that never happened, you know. So it's like starting from ground one again, and I'm glad that it happened though, in a way, because I had to, you know, really figure out what the industry is like.
And that's the next. I was like one of the next phases, right? Like,
yeah,
because it's kind of like music's like, it's like step one, like make music, right? And then it's like step two, like get people to listen to it, and then once all that happens, it's like, okay, now you're in the industry, and like now it's kind of like, and that's probably like, all right, what the fuck is this industry shit?
See, that's why I push this a lot lately. Like, it's one thing to be able to do music, and it's another thing to be able to do business. So, like, when you understand, facts, bars. when you understand that this is a business, you start looking at it a little bit differently, and it kind of kills the passion of like creating the music, you know. But you have to understand, like, if you really want to do this, you got to know how to do both. You know, you could do good music, but if you don't know how to do good business, chances are it's not gonna happen. But yeah, man, that's with anything though. Anything that you do, you have to understand that it's a business.
It reminds me of Jay-Z's bar of, I don't do business. Oh no,
I'm not a businessman. I'm a business, right?
No, I'm not a businessman. I just do business, man.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's a bar.
That's
That's just probably cultivated everything you just said right there. That's crazy.
Right.
Makes sense. So like, this is speaking to like more mature artists that may listen to this. Is kind of what do they have to know? What would you say is some of the stuff like that you learned through that like process of kind of getting fucked over?
Excuse me.
Like what would you pass on to them about like this whole contract and music business? Like what are some like a little gems you can give to them?
Know what you're getting yourself into. Yeah, like it's okay to be excited, you know, like when a big opportunity comes, like you want to just fucking go all in, but make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into. For sure. Overlook your contracts, learn the lingo, learn how to read it. If you don't know how to read it, make sure you find somebody that does. And yeah, man, like also it's not about just the upfront money. Like, yeah, we might be eager to get paid, but make sure that you know that you're not, you know, getting gypped or something, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, just make sure that you learn something. Like before you just go head into something, you got to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into.
Right.
That's all I can say.
That makes sense. It's kind of like yeah, we'll pay you, you know, like $50K rather than giving you like 2% of the company.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
that's funny too, cause like to bring up a story, I'm pretty sure you probably read it or seen the video about it. But the dude that sings one of the songs, or he's the voice of Simba on The Lion King. They offered him $2 million up front, and he denied it. He said, "Just pay me my royalties." And I've heard he's made over $20 million in royalties since the movie came out. So like that's just an example.
That's just knowing.
Yeah, like sometimes it's cool to take a payout, but just know like what you might be missing out on in the long run. It's a gamble, but
like really look at it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's like a. I don't know if it's a cliche. I know it's a saying where it's like, would you rather get $100,000 now or $1 million in 5 years?
Yeah.
You know, something like that. It's like that type of like situation. It's exactly what it is. It's really just a gamble though, huh?
Right.
Like just knowing like, you know what, this is something good right here. This is something like, let me not take the short-term benefit.
Right. And see, the reason why, to bring up my personal experience, the reason why I know I got fucked over is because I learned about it afterwards. Is publishing is where the music, you know, that's the ownership of the music. You don't sell your publishing. And if you do, you got to get paid out like a good chunk of money, you don't just give away your rights to something, you know.
Yeah.
So that's where I kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
I was aware of it at the time, but you know, my manager, he was so like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, he just wanted to jump on it. He's like, man, let's just do it and show him what we could do. Let's just do it. And I was like, all right, bro, I'm trusting you, you know? Like, you know, you do the business side of things, I do the music. That's how it's going to be. So I trusted him. But don't ever sell your rights to your music. Like, you got to maintain some type of ownership to it. And if you don't, then it's got to be like a good payout, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be reasonable. Like, you know, it's at the end of the day, it's business. You got to know what you're doing.
Right. And you get what you negotiate.
Exactly.
Mm.
If not, maintain partial ownership or full ownership, you know? So that's where we lost out. We didn't get a payout and we didn't maintain any ownership.
Mm.
So it was just like a bad deal.
Yeah.
Like, why do that?
Right. It's kind of funny because that's owning your, like, they call it an IP, right? In podcasting. I don't know if that's in music, but it's basically like owning your show's rights. And that's like a big topic in podcasting these days because the biggest podcast in the world, Joe Rogan, he's making waves and all this because he owns 100% of his show.
Yeah.
And I was listening to his episodes and stuff, and he was dropping gems about it and was like, he's like, I just, because like one of his guests were asking, like, how are you doing it, Joe? Like, what, like, how are you like making it all? He's like, dude, I own everything. And he's like, I've been offered like very generous sums of money and even just for half the show and all this stuff. And he's like, I always just said no because once people get involved, it's kind of like letting the wolf in the hen house or the fox in the hen house. You know, once you let a
excuse me,
what does it call it? Coyote, once you let like a predator in or let something else in, it's always hard to get them out. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's like ownership is like very valuable because also too, you got to ask yourself, why are they offering this much money?
Right.
You know, so it's that valuable. So maybe I should hold on to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of one of those things. It's probably like what that guy said is like, why they offer me $2 million? You know what I mean? $2 million for voice, like voice acting. I think that's kind of high. Like,
yeah.
And so it's just like, you know what? I think this is gonna be big. So it's like you kind of have to look at that too. I think that's something huge in podcasting right now because everybody wants to be produced by Showtime or produced by somebody or whatever to get all like the recognition and all that stuff. But like, you don't own shit. You just show up and hit the mic. You know, you can't just say what you want because it's not your shit. You know what I mean? So because they have an image, because now it's like you're backing an image, your representation of Showtime or whoever the hell is producing you, and they might not be like, you can't say that, like, oh, like, you know what I mean? If you say that, it's gonna make us look bad and shit. So now it's like you just lost control of what made the show so good.
Yeah, you got to follow all these restrictions now.
Yeah, it's not your shit no more.
Right. And that's another thing too. Like, it's like for example, like it's like when they say somebody could look rich and be broke, but the man that doesn't look rich is probably the one that has more money.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing, man.
Live within your means.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like people could be on Showtime and chances are they're getting a small check, but it looks good. You know, it looks cool. But the dude, like you said, Joe Rogan, he owns all his shit. Like he probably has more money, like regardless of if it's Showtime or not. You know,
exactly.
I don't know who that is, to be honest, but I heard the name.
Yeah,
I heard the name for sure, but like
he's
I don't know if
he's the biggest podcaster in the game.
If he's on a big network too, or he's on his own.
He owns his own shit.
Oh, see,
he owns everything, and he just did a deal with Spotify, for $100 million, and all it is that he just puts his podcast exclusively on Spotify. He still owns everything. So that all they can do now, they just own everything. I mean, they don't own anything. They just, now Spotify's the only ones that will have the Joe Rogan podcast. And so in theory, that brings, because he gets like, I think he gets anywhere between like 10 and 20 million monthly listeners.
Damn.
So he brings that many listeners to because Spotify's trying to up their podcasting game because podcasting is hot right now.
Right.
And so Spotify now just took 20 million listeners on average. That's not a high, that's on average, from Apple Podcast, because now Joe Rogan is no longer going to be on Apple Podcast. And that is worth $100 million. But he gets to own everything still. He's still completely in control. He owns his show. They can't take shit away from him. He just has to put his episodes on there only now.
Right.
That's insane.
That's crazy, man.
That's insane, huh?
Hell yeah.
So Yeah, man, it's just, and that deal is huge, even for me, the little guy, because it's a limitation. It's a limitation, not a limitation. It's like a verification that podcasting is a real industry. It's a real business, and there's real money in here, and this is valuable.
Right.
You know, so even for me, yeah, I might not ever see that money, but that money's there, and it's possible.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just like it just trickles down now. You know, because now podcasters can ask for that type of money if they, you know what I mean? They can ask for good chunks of money and stuff like that now. So it's just a big move, and but yeah, Joe Rogan, yeah.
Just keep doing your thing, bro.
It's crazy. You gotta learn the business, and that's something, you know, I'm slowly learning, but I don't want to learn too much too quick, because it's like I have a lot going on still. You know, I'm still trying to just focus on the show. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Just keep developing.
Keep developing, dude.
Yeah, man.
Let's see here, man. I think we've been over pretty much everything. We're doing really great on time. Oh, shit.
King Trip's been waiting outside.
Let's go. You want to go get him?
He's been calling me. Nah, I don't even know if he's out there. It's been about 30 minutes. That shit flew by.
It flew by. I mean, we're at about to be an hour right now.
Damn, for real?
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a short episode, but we made it the full way.
Hey, this is the time limit right here, dude.
That's cool, man.
I just took a peek at my thing. We covered every single thing, bro, and more, way more too.
I was gonna add to your last point about like the podcasting being a growing industry and Joe Rogan exclusively doing a deal with Spotify.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Because a lot of artists, they drop music specifically on Tidal first, because Spotify pays about 4 to 5 times the amount of royalties that other streaming platforms pay out. So like a lot of people will like, exclusive Spotify drop for the first week, you know, in hopes that people will go to Tidal and become listeners, because it benefits the artist.
Wow.
Yeah, so like,
okay,
that's cool that he does that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
it just draws listeners to go to that platform, you know.
Exactly.
So and it probably worked in his favor, obviously, if he did that deal with Spotify.
Yeah, because it's like now those 20 million listeners are listening to Joe Rogan. And even if they just listen to Joe Rogan, now there's a chance that they might start listening to other podcasts on that platform.
Right.
You know, your chances go high like that. If 20 million people listen to it, the chances are you're going to get a solid amount of people listening to other podcasts. You know, so that's great.
Is there apps or streaming platforms that are specifically only podcasts?
Yeah, so there's but those are like, those ones aren't huge, but they're there. There's like Castbox. That's one. There's I'm on them. Castbox. There's what are they? Caster, I think. I don't even know their names because I rarely get streams on there.
I'm gonna start one called the podcasting couch.
Hey, there we go. The podcast, the red couch, bro.
The casting couch coming soon.
But yeah, dude, there are. It's hard to promote those because people don't have those apps. I don't know who has those. I haven't found the audience that has those apps.
Right.
But because my streams come from Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and a little bit of Google Podcasts. Those are like the 4 main ones that people listen to me now. But now that I have YouTube, it's like YouTube just is like way more viewership now than my audio, because a lot of people have been waiting for the video.
Right.
I just haven't had the means of it, but now I got one, so that's where a lot of my views are going.
Hell yeah, man.
We're a visual society nowadays, as
Right.
you should know, because you have pretty dope music videos.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, man, that's another thing too. See, we was talking about dropping videos exclusively on OnlyFans. Not necessarily explicit content, but just the fact that they have to pay to subscribe and watch your videos. It's like, man, like, take advantage.
Tell me why. I was thinking about that, dude.
Do that.
I was thinking about not starting. I was thinking about doing the podcast on OnlyFans. And these videos, like, it would be snip clips on YouTube for like promotion, so you can get a taste. But then the full episodes are on OnlyFans.
Hey, bro, like, we might be thinking ahead on something. Like, it might be a platform that starts that, like, any content that you do and you want to get paid for people to
per
view
video.
It, like, even if it's not video, like, it could just be anything at this point.
Yeah, anything.
Audio, pictures. Like, people pay you to see your shit. Like, you want to follow me on Instagram? It's $10 to follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I hear you.
It could be a growing industry to where creatives get paid for their time and what they want to do without having to be, having a big audience.
Exactly, yeah.
Where everybody can live off of what they want to do.
Exactly, because that's exactly my thought process too. I was like, yo, like if I'm doing a video a week, right, and I make the episode $5, and say I got 100 loyal listeners, means I'm gonna make just that's low too. Like you can start there. That means if I got 100 views per week, that's $500 per week,
right?
Which comes out to about $2,000 a month,
right?
Just off $5. And you start, I mean, of course, you're going to start like growing and growing, and then the price could go up a little more.
That's just one episode, too.
And that's just an episode a week. That's $500. That's smooth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's low, too. I mean, like when you start getting real good, popular demand, you know, stuff like that, you get more. You can raise the price a little more. You can raise it like $10. You start getting like 200 listeners. Math starts getting crazy then. You know, so it's like there's something there, bro. I thought about it. I'm like, I might do it, dude. Because also it's shock value too. Like a podcast on OnlyFans.
That's some Howard Stern shit.
What are they doing over there?
For real.
But yeah, dude. We can go ahead and end the show here. How I like to end it though is I like to hand over the mic and give my guests the last words to speak to whoever they want to speak to their future selves. Just kind of an uninterrupted time just to have one last thing to say, and then when you hand it back to me, I'll go ahead and end the show, man.
For sure. Well, I appreciate you for having me, first of all.
Oh, yeah,
shout out to you for making the road trip, man. And shout out to Odyssey Visuals for connecting the dots. Shout out to my daughter, because she's probably going to watch this. She always watches everything. So if you're listening, you better behave, all right? And yeah, just shout out to the listeners. You know, it's a new audience for me, so, you know, thank you to this man right here. Shout out to everybody that supports me and helped me reach this goal. And much love. I hope we all have a successful year in 2021, because it's already almost the end of November. So happy Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas. Finish the year off strong. You know what I'm saying? Stay safe out there. Much love.
All right, man. That was Lil Bones for you guys in his studio. If you want to find him on Instagram, what that's little.
It's all my my social medias are real_LILBONEZ, and Facebook /real LILBONEZ.
Yeah.
Instagram, oh, it's my bad. Spotify, all that is just Lil Bones, so you can check out the music and all that. And YouTube is Real Lil Bones TV.
There we go.
Make it easy on y'all.
All right, there it have it. If you want more of Lil Bones, you can go find him on those social platforms. But yeah, guys, that's all I got to say for this week. I'll see y'all next week. It's your boy AKOMG on the mic, signing off. Peace.
That was dope, man.
Caught up in that whip, I'm sorry traffic, yeah. If you want this money, you can have it, yeah. You can keep your bitch, now I don't want it, yeah. Bitch, I'm with the game, we causing havoc, yeah. She said they can make it disappear just like magic, yeah. Cocaine, white Air Force, no Colombian. I ain't really mean for none of this shit that gets so tragic, yeah. I ain't really mean for none of this shit that gets so dangerous. I ain't even know that was your bitch, now why she hang with us? Money all I taught, that's why I went in, I just ran it up. I don't fuck with friends, that's why I do this for my family, yeah. I've been in the studio, just working, I've been grinding, yeah. I've been getting checks, I ain't talking Nike switch. Spent 200 on my bitch, now she know that I'm the shit. Whole city but my shit, then you know that I'm legit, yeah. I just switched my vibe, now I'm feeling kinda lit. I just switch my flows like I'm switching outfits, yeah. She don't fuck with me, but she will when I'm rich. I don't like the bitch, but she so damn thick, yeah. I don't show no love, but she take this dick. I don't show no love, but I give her one hit. I'm gon' light it up, only got one split. I ain't had enough, I ain't stopping shit. I ain't with that fuck shit, nah, that ain't it, yeah. Rockin' with my dudes, rockin' with my guys. Yeah, you know the vibes, rockin' with my crew, rockin' with my squad. We apply that pressure, bitch, you know that we gon' ride, ay, yeah, yeah. She said they can make it disappear just like magic, yeah. Cocaine, white Air Force, no Colombian. I ain't really mean for none of this shit that gets so tragic, yeah. I ain't really mean for none of this shit that gets so dangerous. I ain't even know that she hang with us. Money all I taught, that's why I went and I just ran it up. I don't fuck with friends, that's why I do this for my family, yeah. I've been in the studio just working, I've been grinding, yeah.
I'll take your bitch pussy and fuck it off the line, and I'm gon' keep whooping on you pussy niggas till I'm tired. Anything up in the air, well, then you know I'm sliding. Water whipping on your bitch's pussy, she call me Poseidon. She said, boy, you play too much, you be acting childish. You ain't hit the scuba dancer, you was up 1,000. I'm the people's choice, baby, ain't no way around it. On the Central Coast, beastin' on them where they found them. Ice one top side, make a fiend heart stop. Used to cross state lines just to get the straight drop. Me and man, playing all that music, make your body rock. I came a long way from kicking doors and knocking hinges off. I got a centerfold eating on me like some stroganoff. She got a nigga back home, buddy table butter soft bustin'. Got it jumping in the function, crispy like a motherfucker hopped up out the oven. Told her make her nose touch my fucking belly button. It ain't no discussion, circus in there juggling. Outside with my youngest, grinding, hustling. I know I gotta make it, cause I can't go back to nothing.
They can make it disappear just like magic, yeah. Cocaine, white Air Force, no Colombian. I ain't really mean for none of shit that gets so tragic, yeah. I ain't really mean for none of shit that gets so dangerous. I ain't even know that was your bitch, now why she hang with us? Money all I taught, that's why I went and I just ran it up. I don't fuck with friends, that's why I do this for my family, yeah. I've been in the studio just working, I've been grinding, yeah.
Shut up, Martin. This is really stupid.
Hey, dude, let me know
I'm
something.
staring at her hand, she ain't got a ring. She ain't got a man, yeah, she say it's just a fling. She staring at my diamonds, Lil Wayne, bling, bling. She staring at my diamonds, Lil Wayne, bling, bling. Staring at her hand, she ain't got a ring. She ain't got a man, yeah, she said it's just a fling. Baby girl priceless, like my ice is. Jewelry just like I love, timeless. New watch, let them know what time it is. I don't know her name, no, I don't know her name. She know mine, let her be on the chain. 4 gold ropes, yeah, I let them hang. She calling, cause I'm ballin'. Got her fallin', now we rockin'. In her heart like a locket, tryna lock her down like a locksmith. Yeah, she got it, now we poppin'. She the jackpot and I'm all in. Staring at her hand, she ain't got a ring. She ain't got a man, yeah, she say it's just a fling. She staring at my diamonds, Lil Wayne, bling, bling. She staring at my diamonds, Lil Wayne, bling, bling. Staring at her hand, she ain't got a ring. She ain't got a man, yeah, she say it's just a fling.
You ain't gotta text, you ain't gotta call. Diamonds dripping wet like a waterfall. Told her that I want her head, yeah, I want it all. So she taking off her clothes, make the panties fall. Told her meet me on the bed right now. Girl, go crazy, I like your style. Girl, you sexy, I like your smile. Stand right next to me, stay for a while. You proud, and I like it. You read my mind like a psychic. I'm out of time, I don't like it, but I got her here right now, and one night it.
I'm staring at her hand, she ain't got a ring. She ain't got a man, yeah, she say it's just a fling. She staring at my diamonds, Lil Wayne, bling, bling. She staring at my diamonds, Lil Wayne, bling, bling. Staring at her hand, she ain't got a ring. She ain't got a man, yeah, she say it's just a fling.
Staring at her hand, she ain't got a ring.
Baby, I've been looking at you.
She ain't got a man, yeah, she say it's just a flame. Staring at her hand, she ain't got a ring.
Baby, I've been looking at you.
She ain't got a man, yeah, she say it's just a flame.
Actually, you know what? No. On the way over here, I was telling myself I want to do this. Because on the way over here, I heard something very interesting. And I want to bring it to you. It's from Joe Rogan. He was talking to Tom Green. Not sure who that is, but he's some guy that lives in a van. And Joe Rogan said something interesting. And it really made me just like, You know, and I kind of want to bring it to you and kind of get your reaction off it. Since you're a professional reactionist.
Checking 1 2 3 1 2 3. Checking.
All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your favorite podcast, The Sit Down. I'm your host, aka OMG. It's The Sit Down Podcast, and I have a great guest for you. This is one of those special ones. I know that because it's one of the ones where it was just like I saw her shit on Instagram, and this is the first time I've done this. Because normally guests either reach out to me. That's pretty much, if your guests reach out to me, or I ask like my friends to come on. You know, so normally when it's somebody that I don't know comes on, it's because they approached me. You know, so normally when I ask people, it's normally it's either like people I've already known, or I haven't seen in a while, so I've known them. You know what I mean? But this is the first guest I have went out and asked to be on the show that I did not know. Sorry. And that's a reason for it, because I think there's something going on over here with my guest that's special. We'll get into that in the show, and you'll know more about that with the show. But before we get there, I have to introduce her. She runs Odyssey Visual. I call her Odyssey. I think that's a great name.
A lot of people do.
I call her Odyssey. It feels right. You know,
you're not the only one, bro.
Yeah, it feels right to call you Odyssey. You know, but she runs the page Odyssey Visuals. It's just Odyssey Visuals, right?
Yep.
Okay, Odyssey Visuals on Instagram. So go check that out. But her name's Monet. Monte. My bad. Monte. So I welcome Odyssey Visuals, aka Monte.
There you go.
Onto the podcast, onto the sit down. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great today. This is my first time being in front of someone's camera. I'm usually behind doing interviews and stuff like that. I mean, I do reviews and reactions, but that's just me in the room by myself and a camera, you know? So I'm feeling good. I used to be terribly shy. Like, I would never think I would be on YouTube or any of that as a child, like painfully shy. But doing Odyssey Visuals, no one knew who was behind the page. So it didn't really have like a home feel to it.
It kind of gave you that comfort.
Yeah. So a couple of my good friends were like, you got to get on that camera. I was like, no way, bro. I was like, this is not about me. This is about the artist. I don't want to get on. But I finally did it. So.
And it's just easier and easier, huh?
I mean, the first time I did it, I was like, this is great. This is easy. And I didn't know if it was just because it was just me in the room.
Right.
But, you know, I wasn't overly insecure when I watched the video or anything. And after that, they just flowing in.
Yeah.
I have no problem now. But this is my first time, you know, being on someone else's camera. So I might be a little nervous, but I'm good.
I mean, how's that feel? I'm still waiting for an invite on someone else's show, by the way, guys, if you know. Because I have never done it either. So how is that? Like, is it just like because you're not in control? Is like, where's the nervousness coming from? I'm asking for personal when eventually I'm on someone else's.
No, it's not about the control. It's just being nervous in general, being on someone else's camera. I guess maybe you're right. The control.
The control, huh?
Yeah. Or it not being in control of what you're gonna ask me, not being prepared on what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense because I know because I'm trying to construct like a podcast takeover. So basically, where somebody else comes on. And the two things could happen because I want people to like see what it's like, you know, see what it's like of like like an entrepreneur, content creator, you know what I mean? It's all just like on you, but I want people to experience that, you know, hopefully it inspires them to do their own thing. But what I'm doing for the podcast takeovers, I either want them to come on and like invite their own guest, or they can be with just one of their friends because maybe they wanted to start a podcast, like, you know, because everyone kind of has that idea where like, I think me and my friends could do a podcast. So I'm handing out like you can come on and try it out. See if you guys are actually good at it. See if you actually like it.
I saw that, bro. It's smart.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get that so people like can like see what it's like, see if they even like test out an idea, or if they really want to do something like this, they can have the chance to try it out. Or they can come on and host me. You know, where they're the one that introduces and everything, and they have an outline and they have kind of something they want to talk to me about, and I'm kind of just a guest on my own show.
That's awesome.
You know,
I like that idea.
Yeah, so that's why I'm waiting to see, like, I'm preparing myself just in case if I'm a guest on my own show. You know what I mean? So I'm like, am I going to be nervous? I don't know, because I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, am I just going to, like, sit back, like...
It's different. Yeah, it's definitely different.
So, Odyssey Visual. First off, I got to ask. Actually, no, no. On the way over here, I was telling myself I want to do this. Because on the way over here, I heard something very interesting. and I want to bring it to you. It's from Joe Rogan. He was talking to Tom Green. Not sure who that is, but he's some guy that lives in a van. And Joe Rogan said something interesting, and it really made me just like, and I kind of want to bring it to you and kind of get your reaction off it, since you're a professional reactionist.
Yeah, I don't know about professional, bro, but I'm working on it.
Reactionist, that's the title.
There we go. I like that.
But so what it was is he was saying, he's like, we're not only ourselves, we are a cultivation of everyone we meet and interact with. What do you think about that?
I think that's very real.
You think that?
Yeah. We're not, because we go through life experiences, we meet people, they give us ideas, opinions, and we add that all together and we become ourselves. So that's real. I've never thought about it.
I've never thought about that.
But that's
either,
deep.
huh?
That's real.
Yeah.
We take little parts and pieces and bits of everybody that's in our lives, friends, family, people we watch on TV, people we listen to in hip-hop. So yeah, that's real.
It kind of shapes and filters who and how you look at the world.
Very true.
You know what I mean? Because if you grew up in like a certain way of thinking based upon the people around you, you're going to either, even if you don't take that type of thinking, you know about it. And so you can like filter, you can be objective in those kind of areas now. You know what I mean? So it's like, even if you're like, I don't agree with this, I don't really relate to this, but at the same time, it's like, you do like know it though. You know, so you can look from the world from that point, even if you don't agree.
You know what's interesting about that? So I grew up with a predominantly Republican family, so I had more conservative views. As I got older, like 18 through, early 20s, I didn't care about politics at all.
Right.
I met my fiance, Hispanic woman, family's from Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
She told me about all their struggles with coming over and stuff, so I have completely different views, and I'm more on the Democrat side.
Right.
So that's 100.
You've kind of switched over a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think though, and I didn't have politics planned in here, but I think like it's kind of like a weird thing. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this right, but I think like as a person, you should not like politics wise, you should not like be one thing always.
Absolutely.
You know?
And that's how a lot of people are. Yes.
Yeah. Because I feel like you lose your power as the public versus the government.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, because they don't have to like worry about you anymore. They got you locked in.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So.
What do they call it? Fence rider, where you have like views from both sides and your own views and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think in the middle is where you should be most of the
Absolutely.
time. You know, like and it should really come down to like a few things every year, you know, and then sometimes you might be Republican, sometimes you might be Democrat, you know, because I mean, honestly too, it's like it depends on where you're at in life.
Absolutely.
You know, that's also a thing. But I'm not trying to get political on this episode. I don't know.
Yeah, no, not at all. That was like the perfect fit.
Yeah.
And it's not really politics for me. It's like character and
yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So it's not really about politics and government and stuff like that. It's more of like the struggle and what they've been through and what politics does to that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
it's crazy.
It's not really politics. I'm not really into politics like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not either, you know, because politics is it's just so...
It gets ugly.
It gets ugly. It's so dividing and polarizing.
Absolutely.
You know, for no reason. We're all on the same team. Why are we dividing up like that?
They want us to. It's the media, bro.
Yeah, dude. And we're part of it.
They're doing a great job right now.
We're part of it, dude.
Mm-hmm.
We're part of the media now.
Yep.
We're just not mainstream outlets.
That's true.
Just different types.
I think we're bringing people together, not dividing, though. So
we're trying.
Kudos to us.
Definitely trying. And so that brings me to, that's a perfect segue, because the one thing I was talking about earlier about what was special about you and what I saw in you is your overall positivity about how you take things. You know, because I watched a few of your videos. I obviously the D Banks one is how I found you. And the first thing I noticed when I watched the D Banks one was that you just like really like reacted to it, listened to it, but then you didn't really like critique it. You know, which I think is okay. Which I think, because a lot of people think when they review they have to give some type of like critique or whatever. you know, which it's hard to do, you know, especially if you know the guy.
I would say it's more of a reaction than a review.
Yeah, exactly. And I just like that you kind of come at it like with a lot of positivity, you know, because people need, especially like us, you know, like we're trying to make it, you know, we're just doing what we love. We're trying to put out content for people to enjoy, and there's already enough negativity around the world, you know what I mean? So like, especially like with us, we already get enough like kind of critiques and criticism and stuff. So it's always great to get that like affirmation that like what you're doing is great.
Absolutely.
You know,
and that motivates you to do better and go harder.
Yeah.
So a lot of people give me shit for that. For just being positive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is my platform, bro. I mean, if you guys want to critique and do stuff like that, I mean, you can start your own. But I'm here just to be positive. I've always been that person in life, motivating and pushing. And like I say, no one starts off with Eminem's flow. You know?
Yeah, no one.
So, yeah, everybody starts somewhere. And it's usually the artists and the rappers that are real lyrical and real hip-hop giving me the shit.
Yeah.
But to me, I look at it as art.
Yeah.
Rapping is like an art, so you know?
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want to it, add your own little twist, and that's not my business. I just want to pick out what's good and let you know what's good so you can keep going.
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of like how when music kind of got all like with Trippie Redd, and cuz I know when the Trippie Redd like era came out, the music like the hip hop kind of changed.
Definitely took a shift.
You had like Lil Pump, you had like all these different all these different new sounds that are being called hip hop, but they really aren't traditional like hip hop, you know. But it's like that's their hip hop, you know. That's how they want it. That's how they want to do it.
Yeah,
you know?
just
And
like
it's
art. Yeah.
And I think what's great about how you do it is like you can listen to it, and then even if you didn't like it, let's just say even if you didn't like it, you'd be like, you know what, I did like this part.
That's exactly what I do. I'll take the one thing I do like and push that.
Mm-hmm. And I think what that really does is it helps you like understand, you know, and also helps other people understand, you know, because like people can always just be like, so like again, like such a hater mentality, such a negative mentality, and like it gets easier to be negative, you know. But then when you see something positive and you're saying something, and they'll be like, I never even thought about that, you know, and they might revisit it or they might not, but then you did put that thought in their head, and that's all you can do.
Yeah.
You know, we're not here to change anyone's minds about anything.
Absolutely not, yeah.
You know, we're here to inspire and hopefully invoke some type of change. Hopefully, maybe. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, but the rappers that are, you know, they're real good, real lyrical. They've been doing it for a while. I get where they're coming from. So on my platform, I share all 805 artists. I don't care who you are, how long you've been doing it, how often you put out a song. None of that. I just put it out and I let, you know, my followers pick who they like, don't like, and then you can go dig into the rest of their music.
Right.
But so the artists that have been doing it for a while that are serious about it are like, when you post so much, it's just like washed up. There's too many, and you don't have room for the ones that are really doing it and consistent with it and stuff like that. So I see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
But this is my platform, and this is how I'm doing it, and you know.
And people, I mean, and it's cool too when you do it like that. When you take a stance on it like that, I think two things happen. Like you kind of weed out the people that really weren't like about that, and then they leave, and that's fine. But then you also attract the people that you do want.
Yeah.
Following you.
Positive people, yeah.
Exactly. And so that's what taking a stance is like. Sometimes, like, especially I know, like in the audio industry, like it's like not a good thing, you know, because I remember I was like talking to this guy, and we were thinking about starting a podcast together, and like we're gonna co-host and stuff, because eventually I want like two shows to kind of run, one completely different from the other, and we were talking and kind of spitballing and stuff, and then I shot him this idea where kind of like we kind of find a place where we're at opposing sides, where he's standing on one thing and I stand on the other. And then he instantly didn't like it because he was just like, oh, what that does is like you completely like cut the audience in half. And I'm like why though? You know, you have to take a stance on something though.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just be floating around, or else people can never relate to you.
Exactly.
Because no one just floats around. You know, people have stances.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree.
So how long have you been how long did you, like, so how'd you even find, like, what was it, like, when did you start, like, doing reviews, reactions? Like when all that is even start?
So let's see. I'd say about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago now.
Mm.
Do you know who the Boy West Coast is? Okay, he's from the 805. He made this song. It came really popular on TikTok, and it kind of blew up.
Right.
Well, before that, he hit me up for do pictures for his mixtape.
Okay.
So I went and did that. I fell in love with them. There's like lowriders, guns, and it was just a lot different than, family photography. And I was like, this is cool. This is unique. This is dope. So I fell in love with it. So I started hitting up all the artists in my area and just doing pictures for them, all different styles and stuff. And then I was like, you know what? Photos are just boring. It's not enough. Rappers need videos,
Yeah.
So they're not really going to hit you up for pictures too much. And if they need a picture for a mixtape, they need like one.
Yeah.
But I was like, I love dealing with artists. I've always been really supportive of local music, even though a lot of people aren't. They're like, that's trash. I mean, you have to blow up for people to really start supporting,
Yeah.
And I've always been supportive. So I was like, let me interview someone. So he's kind of like my uncle. He grew up with my mom and my dad, but he hit the Billboard charts in 2001.
Mm.
So I was like, let me interview him. I interviewed him. Everybody loved it. So I just started doing interviews. And then I'm a person that's always thinking of something new. And I was like, let me go look at Complex and Genius and see the different videos they have and add my own twist to it. So I started doing reviews, reactions, lyrical breakdowns. I do hit or miss where I bring an artist out and I play 10 local artists for them and they say if it's a hit or a miss. And that gets people collabing and stuff like that. So I just keep going with my thoughts and, and it's just me right now. I really need a team. Like if I had a team
to do all this stuff.
Yeah, I don't have a team right now. It's just me. So I hope to take it up another level and get a couple team members and stuff like that.
What would the this is a job board right now, Indeed.com.
Right.
No, but what would be some of the things you're looking for, though?
Someone that can market for me. Videographer. I'm far from a videographer. Like, I just put the camera up on the pod, and that's it,
Yeah, exactly.
But I'd like a videographer to get some behind the scenes, hit different angles on the interview.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm just putting it up, but I like when they zoom in people's faces, hit different angles and stuff like that. So really, videographer, someone that can market for me on Instagram.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Takes some time off your plate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the social media itself is a job.
Oh, it's a full-time job.
Yeah, it's a lot to stay on. Because I know a lot of times when I'm, like, doing this, it's like, oh, dang, I got to cut that clip. I got to cut that clip. I got to cut that. But it's like, you got to re-download stuff, cut it. You know what I mean? And then you have to make it, like, presentable or, you know what I mean?
It takes time.
It takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because also, too, I don't know if you know this, just to help you out, but how I do it, I just do it on iMovie right now. And because it's my first time, like, well, this is with the camera. Hey, guys. It's the first time I'm messing with it. And so what I've learned is you can create almost 3 to 4 angles based on just on that.
Okay.
And so I don't know how you do it on other softwares. I just do it on iMovie because I'm a basic bitch. But if you can cut scenes, and then when you cut the scene, you crop. So like you can create 3 different angles. So I can create an angle where it's just cropped on me and I'm just talking, and then crop it back to you. So you have to cut the scene. So that's 2 angles right there, but it's 1 angle.
Okay.
And then you cut back for the wide shot, the pan, and then you can like zoom back in, zoom over here, and then you're just cropping though. It's like manipulation basically. You crop it where you're just seeing me talk right now, and then when I pass it back to you, it's cropped onto you now.
Very helpful, because I thought it had to be like a couple different cameras and one zoomed in, one zoomed out, that's how much I don't know, bro.
Eventually you want to do that. Yeah, because I mean that's the best, right? But that's a lot of money. It's a lot more time. It's a lot more stuff to download.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you have if you had said 3 cameras, that's 3 separate audios or videos you have to download. And then that's a lot of downloading, Video takes a lot of memory.
True.
So with just that one angle, you can create at least 3, because you can do 1, 2, and then you can be like in a closer one where it kind of makes it looks like brings us together, and then you pan back. So it's like 4 angles.
Yeah.
Off just one mic. So just
makes sense. Appreciate you.
Yeah, got you.
Definitely.
You gotta spread the knowledge.
Yeah, definitely.
The thing about that too is like, people are like won't share that type of stuff.
Yeah, they don't want other people to shine.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like if you're great, you're gonna be great, and no matter what, you know what I mean. Like, Like, no matter, like, say if I try to do what you did, I wouldn't be able to do it. You know, I might be able to get close, but still not like you.
Same. I feel the same about you, bro.
Yeah.
Interviews and podcasts are completely different.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was trying to, like, yo, this is not going to be like an interview. It's going to be more of a conversation. Yeah, I do have questions. Yeah, I do want to, like, talk about certain things, but that's more so for the audience, you know, so they get something out of it.
Exactly.
You know, and you're going to see me looking at my phone, but I forgot to set up the hotspot on here, so I don't have my outline on here.
Oh, bummer. Okay, yeah.
That slipped I always forget something. This is why I need a team.
Serious?
I always forget. It's like I got the.
Nah, bro, you need a little notepad.
I got the
and write it all down.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and then it's just a lot going on when you're doing it.
Seriously, yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of answered 2 questions in one, because I was gonna ask you, like, how you connected with so many artists, like, because you seem like, when I look at your page, it looks like you're really, like, embedded. At least in the 805 over here, with a lot of artists, you seem really connected, and, like, I kind of wanted to know more, like, how'd you get so, like, connected with everybody?
So it started in Lompoc. I mean, we have a lot of artists in Lompoc, and I know a lot of them, and I've always supported them.
Mm-hmm.
So that was easy when I first started. You know, I just started sharing Lompoc artists. But as you do that, you'll post like a Lompoc artist that has a artist from a different city featured. So you post their music, and then they add you, and they're like, "Thanks, bro," and then you guys get in a conversation, and it just keeps going.
Yeah.
But so I'll think I hit all the artists. I'm like, man, I got like 100 artists on my list now. 2 more pop up from here, two more for over there. It just keeps going.
Yeah.
A lot of people do it now. It's a lot easier than it was back in the day to get the equipment and to make music.
Right. Yeah, because I was wondering about that too, because that's similar to my experience with podcasting and guests and stuff.
Snowballs.
Yeah, it just snowballs, because like you do one guest, and you're gauging with whoever their followers are, and then you might get 1, 2, 3 people from their followers like, hey, I want to be on the show too, and then they hit you up, and then so it's
and I try to build actual genuine relationships.
Yeah. Exactly.
So there's some people I've been talking to probably a year on there. We've never met, but it feels like we know each other well.
I mean, that's other than going viral, that's the other way to be really like.
It's not about the followers. It's about the connections you have with the followers you do have.
Connections and community. Because at the end of the day, it's still humans. And we thrive on connections with people.
Exactly.
We thrive on relationships. We thrive on having community and feeling like you're a part of something.
I see other music pages. They have 20,000 followers. I'm at like 2,100 right now. Small. Their engagement is nothing compared to mine. And that's from,
Engage. Yeah, it's important. Yeah.
It's from the connections.
Exactly.
Not just mass followers that, have no connection with you. They're not going to comment. They're not going to engage.
Mm-hmm.
So I've learned that.
So that's kind of how you built it so far.
Same with artists. Artists think they got to have a lot of followers on Spotify or wherever. But if you build actual real fans, say you have like 100 fans and they listen to your music 10 times a day, a song 10 times a day, that's a lot of streams.
Yeah.
You don't need a huge following.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. And that's actually funny, because the first person to bring that to me was a comedian named Trevor Wallace. I don't know. You might know him. He always goes viral on YouTube. I don't know him. I don't know. I wish I did.
Yeah.
But I've listened to his podcast, and it's like a goofy podcast. It's called Stiff Socks. And every now I like to listen to people I kind of look up to on podcasts, because every now and then they'll drop gems.
Absolutely.
They'll drop gems and give you kind of a look behind the curtain. I don't know if they know that they're doing it. They might, because when you're talking for hours and stuff, you just kind of like just started going,
Yeah.
And I was listening to his, and he was talking about, he's like, he kind of did the math. He broke down the math. He's like, realistically, you need about 100 people to really fuck with you to make like decent money off anything. He's like, because if you sell a tea, and you sell it for like $20, and you have 100 people that fuck with you, the 100 people buy it, like, do the math. You know what I mean? And you're able to do that like consistently, and you have like, you know what I mean? All you need is like 100 people that really fuck with you, and that will like, you know what I mean? Like really support you, and that's all you really need. And more than that, you're just, you're playing with house money at that point.
That's why you got to build real connections with the people that do follow you. I don't care if it's 10 people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's also another thing is people are like feel really like entitled. They're like, oh, this video is fire. Like, why didn't I get like all these views and stuff? But it's like why should you though?
There's so many artists out there.
Exactly.
And, you know, if you're not unique and something doesn't pop, it's about the connections.
Exactly. Because my thing is too is like even if I get like, you know, especially when I'm starting YouTube, even if I get like 10 views, I'm like, dope. Like, hell yeah, you know what I mean? Because that's 10 people that took the time to like
seriously
look at it,
yeah,
you know, like, and like that's cool to me.
And artists think they can put out a hot ass track, hot visuals, and just like drop it and not put any footwork, and they're gonna get a bunch of views and engagement. But it's not like that way. You got to get out there. But I noticed with social media, followers is a vanity thing, and people take you more serious when you have a lot more followers.
Yeah,
it's sad, but it's true.
It's true. Yeah, it's a reality of the situation. It helps you get into doors.
It does,
for sure.
And there's artists that I've followed from the beginning when I had 300 followers. They didn't follow me back.
Yeah.
Now that I'm creating some noise and buzz, they'll follow me now. So, you know,
it's crazy. Yeah, it's a
crazy how it works.
World in that sense.
Yeah.
You know,
our really self-worth on social media is our followers.
Yeah.
And our views.
Have you ever seen that Black Mirror episode, Nosedive?
No.
No. You should definitely check it out. So do you know what? Are you familiar with Black Mirror?
No.
The show. So Black Mirror is a show on Netflix. I believe. I don't want to say. I was gonna say I think it's a Netflix original, but I don't think so. But I don't know. So basically, it's like, have you ever heard of Twilight Zone?
Mm-mm.
Never heard of Twilight Zone either. Okay, so Twilight
I don't
Zone's
watch
like
TV, bro, at all. I don't watch TV at all.
Okay, well, I'll put some game on you. You need to
all
watch. Right. You need to at least watch this episode.
Okay,
it'll be worth it. And so basically, Black Mirror is it's a futuristic show. So they take takes. So most of the time they do like technology enhanced stuff. So like basically the settings always kind of like futuristic, and it's always something to do with an advancement of technology within society and how does that look. So for example, like I'm not gonna give away Nosedive, but like one of my other favorite episodes, I think it's called Remember Me. I don't know what it's called. It's like in the first season, like episode 2. But basically it was the technology was you could, in your mind, you had this chip, and you can like fast forward anything and everything that you see. So like for example, like if I was to leave here after this and I got home, I would be able to play back everything my eyes saw, slow it down, speed it up, zoom in on certain things. So like if I was watching here, I could zoom in like on these water bottles, even though I was looking at you, but it's still in my vision. You know, but you're able to like do that. So like that's kind of like that technology, but they always kind of have like a dark twist, you know, to it. And Nosedive, it has to do with your follower count and like ratings and things like that. So it's basically like the phone was enhanced in life, and shit gets wild.
Sounds very interesting.
It really is. I think honestly, I feel like you love it. It's called Nosedive on Black Mirror.
Okay.
If anything else, watch that one.
I got
if you want to watch the rest, they're worth it to me. But
I'll let you know how I feel about it. Yeah, sounds crazy.
Yeah. So it's because it has to do with a lot of what we're saying, but it's a little more real in that sense. And also too, they're standalone episodes. So like if you just jumped into a random one, you don't need to watch the other ones.
Okay.
Because they're all like their own story.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter if you haven't seen like anything.
Yeah.
What was else? I had another thing. I keep going on these dashes. Oh yeah, that's something else I wanted to know. How would you describe your interview style?
I definitely got to work on it. When I first started doing interviews, I had no clue. So I asked, his name's Caponiac the Mac, the one that hit the Billboard charts in 2001. I had like a list of, 10 questions. But if the artists don't talk very much, that can go by in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was like, holy shit. I got to come up with some more. And then if they don't talk much, so I have this one artist with Billy Ray. He's not big on the camera. Mm-hmm. So our interview was literally 5 minutes. And I was like, man, I got to come up with at least 25, 30 questions and just go with the flow. But really, I sit there and I read off a phone and I go one by one. and ask the questions. Sometimes I'll add more stuff into it, but it's really scripted right now.
Yeah.
But I'm getting better at working on it. But I would like to be able to do this and just sit down and talk to someone.
Yeah.
But I'm still kind of nervous, even though I'm not on the camera. And, you know, I'll have the 10 questions and I read them one by one. But it kind of gets awkward because if someone brings up something that I didn't expect them to talk about, instead of going into it further, I cut it off and I go to the next question.
You're like, oh, interesting. All right.
Yeah.
What's your favorite food?
Exactly. So I definitely got to work on that, but I'm getting better. Yeah.
What makes you think you're so nervous on like the give and take of a conversation rather than, you know?
I don't know.
Like, what's the challenge for you?
I've always been like I told you, I've always been really shy. I cared what people think, or you know. So that I guess that's a big one. Even though I'm not in front of the camera.
Makes sense.
But I'm more comfortable, believe it or not, on the other side in this podcast than when I'm asking the questions.
Oh, really?
It's weird.
Well, because I mean, there's a lot more to it, you know, like because like right now it's like when like stuff like slows down. You're trying to think like, okay, what's the next thing?
Exactly. You got to be good at filler in conversations.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's my gift. I
agree.
Yeah, I think that's like what I'm good at. I mean, nothing else though.
Yeah.
Everything else I've just been learning. That's why I chose this style of podcast though, because I know like it's something I don't have to like research every week. I don't have to be like an expert at. I don't have to like, you know, I just show up and be me and have a few questions, know about the person a little bit, and
that's awesome.
You know,
I definitely do my research on the rappers and stuff before.
No, yeah. Well, I do that, but I mean that's fun. It's not like I'm trying to learn about a subject.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
I'll
like,
listen to some of their music and
like,
stuff like
you
that.
Intake
It's fun.
them pretty much. You just intake who they are.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
But so with the Billy Ray, I would just ask him a question. He would answer yes or no pretty much. And like I didn't have any filler conversations or anything. So it was literally 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So after that, I was like, all right, I got to work on this. Yeah.
Well, some tips if you don't mind me giving you some tips.
Not at all, bro.
Normally, I think that like whenever I run into like, all right, what am I gonna say next? I kind of just like, you kind of go off like if you're feeling frozen, if you're feeling like, oh fuck, I don't know what to say, or what was the next question, you know? Because I don't like looking at my phone, I like just taking. That's why I like having it on here so I can just take peeks.
Yeah.
Like okay, and normally what I do is I'll take like. You kind of take the end of what they say, or take something that like you're familiar with that they said, and then you open up about yourself or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like so, and then because when you open up, because you don't want them just to give you everything, you know, you got to give the person something else. You know, it's a given. It's like a dance. Conversation's a dance.
That's interesting, yeah, because when I go into it, I'm like, it's all about the artist.
Yeah, but it's about you too, because they're sitting and talking with you, and it's like you have to give them something as well if they want to give you something. It's just like it's a waltz. It's like, but you also have to listen to them, you know. So it's like part of like it too is like shutting up. You know, the space in between the words is also important.
Yeah, to know when to, you know, speak up or be quiet and stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
It's a skill, bro. You got a skill, definitely.
Yeah, so that's my one tip right there is, if you're never too sure if you're trying to flow a bit, just grab something that they're talking about that you're familiar with, and even if it's off track, you know, if like say like we were talking and you mentioned like a hamburger, I'm like, oh man, I just had a great hamburger like over here, because you never know what that opens up.
Yeah.
You know, because next thing you know, you might be like, oh, my dad owns that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, you never know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
sometimes in the beginning, I used to be so nervous that I literally wasn't hearing anything they were saying, and I was focusing on the next question.
Yeah.
You know? So it's a skill.
Yeah. Well,
I'm learning.
Props to you for doing something that you just get that kind of, because the people that get that kind of nervous before they do something, they wouldn't keep doing it.
That's where the fun in it is. You just keep doing it, and you're like, man, I did it. Let me do another one. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like a thrill.
It's like weird. It's like that feeling you get when you're in line for a roller coaster, huh?
I don't do roller coasters, bro. But
well, then that's the feeling.
It's true though, because I've been on one and I was like nervous as hell, and like the 10 minutes in line felt like an hour.
Yeah.
So yes.
It's kind of like you're like, oh fuck, why am I doing this? Fuck. Like, and then you get on and you're like, fuck. And then you get to the drop, you're like, no. And then you drop, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And after done, you're like, that was fucking dope.
Yeah,
you know, but the entire time you're like dreading.
Yes.
It's exactly what it is.
Yes, true.
And I think but honestly, that's why I do it as well too, though. you know, because like there's that cliche in life where it's like if you're scared of this, if you're scared of that of choice, you should probably do it because it's probably good for you.
That's true. That's exactly with me on my first review I did. And now they're rolling in. It was actually my buddy Bloom. He's one of the first ones I heard locally. 2008, I was like a sophomore, and he shot me this song, and I was like, it was called Illy Headsets, and I was like, this is amazing. This song is as good as the guys on the radio, and this could be on the radio. And that's when I was like, wow, you know, locals can make just as good music.
Yeah, you know who's doing that for me right now?
Who?
He's from Paso as well. He was on, I found him through D Banks' album, and I was going through it, and it was it was going through the album, and I got to that song that he's on, and I'm like, whoa, this song is tight. Like, the song felt like a song that would be in a Spotify playlist. You know, because it had that vibe. It had that, like...
I hear a lot of those locally.
You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, this song, I feel like... Because I kind of forgot it was on D-Banks' album because of this, like, vibe of this song. And I'm like, yo, this song... And I texted D-Banks. I'm like, yo, this song right here, I'm like, I feels like I felt like I was on a Spotify playlist, like, on...
Is that the one you were telling me about earlier that you like so much? Your favorite one?
I don't know. I'll get... If I did, I don't know. I don't know who I told you. It probably is.
Okay.
Because... he's the only one right now that I've been listening to a lot because also he's coming on the show. And his name is forgive me, dude, if I picked this up. I know it's Deja Vu, but it's FR Deja Vu. Do you know who that is?
I've never heard of him.
FR
You putting me on to someone, bro.
He's on Havoc. The song called Havoc on D Banks' album.
Okay.
And I was listening to it and I'm like, yo. I'm like, who is this kid? And I looked at the list and it was said his name and D Banks, and I was like, and so I went to his stuff on Spotify, and he just dropped an album too, and I was listening to him, I'm like, yo, this shit slaps. It slapped. I'm like, yo, like, and it's like my type of vibe music too. You know what I mean? Like, cause I like more like Ty Dolla $ign type vibes. You know what I mean? Like real like it's a vibe, a little turn up,
nice voice, singing voice,
a little bit of singing, you know what I mean? Some rapping. I like that shit when like basically like when a girl comes over, like you can just throw it on, like set the mood, like, but it's a vibe, you know what I mean? It's not like, so it's like that type of music that he was making, and I'm like, oh, and like the quality, everything about it, I was dumbfounded. I'm like, yo, this shit is hot, like it's hot as fuck. Like I'm like, who is this kid? And then I looked him up on Instagram. Honestly, I thought he was gonna be like big as fuck. Like I thought he was gonna be popping like all over. And I went and I was like, whoa, like no one knows about this kid. What the hell? I gotta get him on the show. Like
happens a lot.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta get him on the show because I think he's 18 now, but he might be 17. So he's young too. And I'm like, yo, this kid, like,
it makes you wanna put him out there, right? Yeah. That's exactly what I do with a lot of artists. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because you're like, dude, people need to hear this shit.
Yeah,
like, this shit is hot.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll show you some of it after the show. But yeah, he's coming on too, so I'm excited to meet him. Like, I'm low-key kind of like fanboying out. I'm like,
that's cool.
I'm excited to meet this kid.
Yeah, definitely. That's dope.
He's going hard. Yeah, you have to check him out too. I'll show you that.
I will. I'll check out Havoc. Yeah. I've heard D Banks' album.
Yeah. So it's called Havoc, and then his name is FR like period Deja Vu. So I just been calling him Deja Vu.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's like supposed to be said together, so I'm not too sure right now. But I'll find that out when I'm sitting with him on Tuesday.
Okay. Where at back
at
your
spot? Studio, yeah.
Okay.
He's in Paso, so it's a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Because when you get to this point, it's more like 3 hours. From there, it's more like, I think it cuts like almost like 40 minutes off, so it's almost just like 2 hours.
Okay.
So it's not
that's not bad at all.
Paso, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was dope for me. Who are some of the ones that you're kind of hot on right now?
Local artists that I'm really big on?
Yeah.
You know, I probably don't want to answer that question, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't want to pick any favorites or anything like that.
See, that's why I framed it. I'm not trying to say favorites. I'm just saying someone like you're listening to, that you're currently kind of like intaking, like for review purposes and stuff.
Okay.
You know, not more of like a top three, more of like a who are you just like taking in right now, you know?
Yeah, I got a lot of artists, man. I have like 100 on my list, you know. But right now, Sosi. Have you ever heard of Sosi?
Mm-mm.
He sings.
I haven't heard most of the local.
Yeah. He sings, raps, he produces his music, he engineers. He just dropped a little 4-song EP. It's not out yet, but for his real supporters, he shot it to us.
Okay.
another dude that's like, you should be on the radio, bro. Like, what are you doing? You know,
Yeah.
amazing voice, amazing singing voice. He can rap. Very Rare. That's the studio right here. Bones is from Very Rare. King Trip, the one you're gonna interview as well. Bizzo the Hustler. They're all very good. Stick Gang. That's Diallo, Shada Mac, June. Who else is on there? All good.
Okay.
Those are all the people on my list right now. Yeah.
Dope. Oh yeah, another one. What was that? Roberts, the kid.
Amari
Roberts. I just knew. I just A. Roberts. I didn't know what it's for, but
Amari Roberts.
So tell me about that. Like, how'd you even find him? How'd you start interviewing him? And then he got onto the radio, right?
Yeah,
how'd that come about too?
That was wild. So Amari and Lompoc, we kind of all know each other.
Okay.
So I know his uncles, his parents. He has 3 very talented uncles, so I guess it runs in the family. But his song started circulating on Facebook. I was like, let me check this out. I heard it and I was like, he flows and has lyrics as good as these grown men. You know, I was shocked. So as soon as I heard that, I hit him up for an interview. I was like, I got to get this kid an interview. And then after that, I got him some studio time, a music video, and I posted that interview, a little snippet where he kind of freestyles.
Yeah.
I posted it on my page. I've been trying to get a hold of this radio station for months to try to see what I could work out to get artists on there. They finally reached back because I think it's because he's so young and he's so talented.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is good or something. I was like, we should get him on the show. They sent me a message, and within 3 weeks, he was on the radio.
Wow.
So he helped me build that connection as well with the radio station that I've been trying to fill.
Wow.
That kid's very good. He just needs.
I listened to that. I was like, damn,
He needs.
You're right. He has like a mature flow to him.
He needs someone to invest in him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How old is he?
15.
15. Man, these young kids are talented.
I kept calling him 14. I think when I first heard about him, he was 14, so I kept saying 14. He's like, I'm 15. I was like, all right, my bad, bro. It's a big deal when you're that age, you know?
When you're that age, yeah.
Yeah.
Those ages, but I think you stop caring when you get to like 20, 21 maybe. You just kind of like, I think 21, because then you stop caring about it. It's like, oh, you can drink? All right, don't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
You can drink at like 20.
It's a big deal for him, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, and then he's like, you don't have to put 15-year-old rapper every time. I'm like, bro, it's about the views and stuff. People, when they see 15-year-old rapper, they're gonna be on it.
Yeah, when you get to a certain stature, we'll stop saying. When you get to 16, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
When you get to 16, it's like,
he's serious about it though. He's like, I just want to be my own man. You know, I don't want to be classified as the 15-year-old rapper.
That sounds like he has
I get it. He has a good head on his shoulders. Absolutely.
Because that's something like I probably wouldn't think about as 15.
Yeah, exactly. He's serious about it.
Right. That's pretty dope.
And he records off of his phone.
Okay.
He writes all his own music. No one helps him. It's amazing.
Wow. How does he get the beats?
YouTube probably.
YouTube beats.
I'm sure he doesn't buy them.
Free nonprofit.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So if he had someone invest in him, that kid, he'll be going somewhere for sure.
That's pretty cool that you did that for him though, because it's like, you know, who else would?
I'm really about the kids more than anything. And I'd like to open a nonprofit studio, kind of where like the government sends you a check and you get people in there in the studio. There's a lot of gang stuff going on in my town. And music is the only thing I've seen bring enemies together. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So if I could get a studio, nonprofit, they don't have to pay to come in my city, that would help a lot. So it's really all about the kids and connecting them and breaking that barrier with the gangs and stuff. So when I heard him, I had to pick him up right away.
Right. Yeah, I think Chance the Rapper came out of like a studio like that.
Did he? A nonprofit?
Out of Chicago, there was a studio. I think one of his programs or something like that. I think it was like, so they would get together. It was kind of like what you're talking about, and Chance became Chance through that.
Exactly. That's my main goal.
Yeah.
I got to start researching how to get a nonprofit studio, but I know they have them at the Boys and Girls Club. My daughter actually made.
See, I think that's what it was. That Chance. It was a Boys
okay.
and
It's called Notes for Notes or something. But yeah, they brought my daughter in there. She made a song with the guitar and stuff. But I think it's great to get kids off the street. I've always wanted to help people. I always say like when I first out of high school, I was like, I want to be a psychologist, counselor, all that stuff. Not for me.
Yeah.
So when I found music, I was like, I can help people do this. So that's what I do. That's why I'm so positive about it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, trying to create so it is an outlet.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
I would like to be. Have you ever seen Latin Beast or Neighborhood Music or any of that?
Mm-mm.
Latin Beast is like an Instagram platform. They have like anywhere between 10,000 and 50,000 followers. I think maybe more. Don't quote me on that. Anyways, underground artists pay them a little bit of money to put them on there, but it gets a mass exposure. So I plan to get to that level where mainstream companies can come look for underground artists for me, and that could be their outlet.
Yeah.
So I just plan to be an outlet, but everybody's like, why don't you expand outside of the 805? I wanted to put my people on first in the 805 before I did that. So I want to create an outlet for the 805. So if I do go outside of the 805, my 805 people will always have free promo for me.
Right. Okay.
If I blow up. So, you know.
Makes sense. So it's like you're trying to become a platform for people to like
create an
jump
outlet.
off of it.
Yep. Because we have way too much talent.
Yeah.
A lot of these artists are better than the mainstream artists, and it's kind of frustrating.
I mean, Deja Vu. He's
yeah,
from Paso.
see? Exactly.
He's from Paso, D Banks. Yeah, Central Coast. That's dope because it's funny. It's funny that you're saying this because our head kind of works. It's the same because I, like you wanted to counselor and stuff. I got my degree in psychology. So I wanted to do the same thing. I went and got the degree and stuff. And which I still kind of might want to do. I kind of might want to be like an academic advisor or a college counselor in that some way to help people out with their education and like help them through the journey and stuff. But I remember I kind of wanted to be just like a counselor, you know. And I took my first intro to counseling class. This was like my senior year, so I was already in too deep. And we learned about like counseling theory. We had to do like mock counseling sessions where like one person's the counselor, one's the counselee, and then you flip roles and record it. Kind of like what we're doing now, honestly.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of it. But we had to do all that, and I remember like I went through the whole entire class, and I'm like, dang, like to do that every day, like taking in everyone's problems, and
it'll affect you.
It's
for sure.
like, and also too in that sense, like as a counselor, you can't really like give anything like you can't give advice, you can't really share your experiences.
You gotta be professional and do it how they teach you.
Professional and just take it in and be like, you know, and like it just feels cold.
Yeah.
You know, like I know there's good counselors out there where like it just feels like it would be hard to be cold and warm at the same time.
And I'm sure a lot of them have mental issues from listening to people's problem all day.
And being burnt out.
Yeah.
It's just a lot.
So I was like, I want to find a fun way, and this just came to me. Like I told you, I did some photos, so this is a fun way of helping people out.
Yeah.
Not so traditional, and you know.
Exactly. Yeah. See, and that's why that's kind of what eventually I want to move to with the podcasting thing is be like somebody that helps people like create, produce their podcasts and stuff. And eventually I would like a place like this where podcasters, they can come and like, you don't have the equipment or anything, it's just to show up and, you know, it'd be like they can record, they bring their own camera and stuff, but I'll have the mics, I'll have everything else. And
that's big too.
And people just
they can pay you a little fee to borrow your equipment because I could use that.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
if you were in my area, I'd be like, hey, bro, can I rent out all this stuff? Because I don't have any of that.
Exactly.
I got my little lab. So that's smart.
Yeah. So eventually I want to get to that space where I'm helping other people out create what they want to create.
That's what life's all about.
Yeah.
Helping other people out.
I think so too. I think that's really the key to life is.
Key to happiness too.
Yeah. Because, I mean, if you're going to be at the top, you're just going to be up there by yourself. Like, you know, you lend some hands, get up here too. I think it's like how did you say it? It's a, there's like a perfect way to say it, but pretty much it's like there's enough to go around. You know, we can all eat, like really, like realistically, there's enough for everyone to eat. Like it doesn't have to be all for me or all for you or all for, you know, there's enough for everyone to eat and be.
There's some real greedy people up at top that are real lonely.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Exactly.
I agree.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to talk to you about too, and this is because there's a little more mainstream right here for you, because I only seen it, you talked about it briefly on your page, just because it's a hot topic, and this is like, I think it became my guilty pleasure to like really like just consume everything about it, and that's the all the 6ix9ine stuff, like just because it was just so wild. You know, like, I don't know if you know, but there's like a new documentary on Hulu about the whole situation with 6ix9ine.
No, I didn't know.
That's out. full story visually. There's also a full, I think it's an 8 or 10 episode series, a podcast of the whole 6ix9ine thing and, you know, all that stuff. And so it's something I kind of followed a lot. You know what I mean? I was always kind of like the ironic viewer. You know, I never listened to his music. I've listened to some of it, and I'm like, I don't like his music.
Yeah.
But like the whole story, everything that was going on, it's just like, it really intrigued me.
It's
and
pretty
I was always,
juicy.
like, the ironic listener, like kind of like when you watch a reality show, you're like, oh, I'd be different or whatever. You try to stand on a high ground. But then eventually, like after I watched the documentary and I've consumed everything else about him and stuff, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm a fan. You know what I mean? At this point, like the hours I've spent like listening and taking in all the headlines and really just like really reading about it and caring about it, and like I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'm a 6ix9ine fan. Like I've been like trying to like keep myself from saying it, but I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm just not gonna deny it no more. I don't listen to his music though. I don't like it, but his like everything, I'm like,
he puts on like a show for social media, so I think that's what you're a fan of.
And like, it's not like something I love about him, but there's something there that he understands, and that I feel like we as content creators can take from. You know, not necessarily like all the antics and stuff, but there is something there to learn. You know, because the rise is insane. So it's like, how did he do it?
He trolled himself all the way to the top, literally.
Exactly, yeah, and so that's what I'm trying to think. Is there a way to do it, but not quite like him, but is there a way to do it? You know what I mean? Like what is it?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be known as a troll, you know?
No,
Yeah.
that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you hear what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's smart. He literally trolled himself. You know how he started, right? Well, you said you're a fan. You know how he started, right?
With the AIDS and all that?
Yeah, the AIDS shirts and stuff. He literally trolled himself to the top.
That's crazy.
And makes fun of himself, and, you know, it's crazy.
There's a thing about being polarizing that is helps you. You know? And I think that's where taking a stance comes in play.
Yeah.
You know, because once you take a stance, it does kind of divide people. You know, like if you stand here, then you can't stand over here type of thing.
Exactly.
And we've actually gotten that way. We've gotten that way too aggressively.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like why can't I not stand over here now too? You know?
Yeah, no, it's bad right now.
Like we're real, what's the word? I don't know why nuisance. It's not nuisance. It's like what is it called? We're nuanced.